Oh, full screen. Full screen. There it goes. All right.
I guess you didn't get a deer.
No. No deer today. That's okay. It's not about killing. It's about spend some quality time in the woods. Get out of the office. It's fresh air. That's all it's about.
Yeah. I spent 3-4 hours in a blind one outing.
When was that?
Right before I moved here to Florida.
Yeah.
A little over 2 years ago, I went with my friend who was a client, and he owned quite a bit of land. And so we were on his land, and we went up in a blind, and we saw one, but man, deer are smart.
Surprisingly. Unless they're on the road, then they're the dumbest things in the world.
Yeah, exactly. Well, dude, it's good to see you. It's good to talk to you. I see you on Facebook all the time, and that's always exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always exciting seeing you on Facebook. And I think last time I saw you in person, I was just starting to test the waters again after coming off my back injury. And I think you were coming off something like with your knee.
Man, I've had 4 knee surgeries, a whole bunch of back injuries. I mean, that's price of admission. It's probably, I'm guessing, an ACL. It is a knee thing, either with my ACL or meniscus. I've had 2 of each. None of that's any fun, man. And now there are the back injuries, man. That back injuries are honestly, in some respect, are even worse than knee injuries. We can work around a knee injury. Your back hurts, your whole body's shut down. Sometimes you can't even sit down. You know what I mean? It's horrible.
Yeah, I couldn't sit down for 6 months, man. My legs were just exploding all throughout the day, every day. And that shit was intense, bro. That was like the hardest fight of my life. Because I went from being a young, healthy, competitive athlete, and being new to the combat sport stuff, and kind of just starting to break through into the next, into another level. And all of a sudden I can't move without my legs exploding. And I'm doing a lot better now. How are you though?
My back's okay right now. I mean, knock on wood. Today we're injury free, but I'm
Nice.
A little more cognizant of how I train, how hard I train, what I'm doing. I've got a new guy who I really do like a lot, but he's 400 pounds.
Woo!
And he's not 400 pounds like I'm stuck in the house, I can't get out. He's 400 pounds like NFL lineman.
Wow.
And,
Wow.
yeah. So I'm usually the big dude in the gym, and messing with this guy. He's the nicest guy, man. And he do okay, man. He's brand new, doesn't know much, but he certainly puts the work in. But even just shooting a single leg on him, I'm trying not to have to do double legs and be deep under him. Single leg that I can kind of keep his weight off of me or whatever. And I'm just a little bit more mindful of my back, as far as I'm not just going to blast double pick this guy up over my head.
Right.
I might, but that would be the end of my back probably. So I'm careful with my training. That's all.
Yeah, 2 things. One, I feel like your gym has always been a really great room for bigger grapplers. 2, man, you with the judo background, I kind of wanted to ask you about that, Kevin, because when was that the first martial art you ever did, or did you wrestle before that?
Yeah. I guess you want my brief background. From Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is very well known for its wrestling pedigree. I fought a lot on the street. I didn't grow up in a bad neighborhood. I mean, I actually grew up in a very, not low, just general middle class tract neighborhood. There's like four types of homes. Like there's like the bi-level, the ranch, or the Cape Cod, and something else or whatever. And, very nice little 80s neighborhood. Everybody got, well, for the most part, but it was different back then. Like, we fought. Like, it wasn't even like we were like gang wars or anything like that. Just, I don't know, boys fought. And I had more than my share of fights. And that kind of got me into some trouble at school, which then, I was an honor student. I did well in school, but, I still got a lot of fights. And that kind of led me towards wrestling. And I wrestled all through high school and did well. I wasn't captain of the team or anything, but I started my junior or senior year. I think my junior year led my team in pins. Had a winning record all through, and I did well. And doing well, or even above average in Pennsylvania, puts you in my opinion, at an elite status nationwide, and did okay. So I was going to be going to Penn State University. I've known since the third grade. My grandfather went to Penn State. My dad went to Penn State, and I knew from my first visitation, again in the third grade, that is where I wanted to go to school. And I was, like I said, I did very well academically, and I forget what my GPA was, but I remember I had a good GPA. I scored a 1,300 my SATs, and I was a shoo-in. I knew I was going to Penn State. So in my visitations up there, I spoke with Coach Fritz at the time, and I was offered I wasn't going to get a scholarship. I was never at that level, but I was offered a walk-on position with the Penn State wrestling team, and I had considered it. It was something that would have been fun. I don't think I ever would have started at Penn State. That is such a, was then, is now, and probably always will be one of the premier teams in America. And I probably just would have been a throwing dummy in the wrestling room. But it happened. And also I was getting 1 degree in accounting, 1 degree in equine science. I was riding horses for the equestrian team. I was an officer on the rifle team. And I liked to party. So I had a lot on my plate, and I didn't want to overly, spread myself too thin towards wrestling. But the Penn State assistant wrestling coach, Hachiro Oishi, was also the Penn State judo coach. And I ended up on the judo team instead. And I didn't even know what judo was at the time. I was completely blind on my first class. I didn't even know what I was walking into. I didn't know what the rules were. This one guy, Steve Rancunis, who they lovingly call Crazy Steve, I took him down, grabbed hold of my collar, and just choked me. I was like, "You can't do that." He's like, "I just did," and I was like, "Wow, this is a crazy violent sport," and that got my interest going towards judo. And
so what did you mean, like, you can't do that? Like, that's against the rules?
I thought that was against the rules, like from a wrestling standpoint. You know what I mean? Like, they put me in these white pajamas that I'd never worn before. I didn't know you could choke. I was just a wrestler, and I wasn't aware. And again, like, this is in dark ages, man. Like, UFC had just come out. I had never been to, there wasn't jiu-jitsu class anywhere. Like that.
How old are you now?
Now I'm 44. At this time, I would have been 17. At the time.
Okay. Wow, dude.
Right. So
wow.
Very
30 years.
I apologize. I would have just turned 18.
Wow.
One moment here. 1 second, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back. So yeah, at the so I would have been 17 at the time. I think I just turned 18. And that was at Penn State. So I started training with Oishi, and he what was probably one of the meanest sons of bitches I've ever met in my entire life. The beatings, I mean, the absolute savage beatings. The man never respected a tap. And mind you, he would go from the Penn State wrestling practice and would coach that for a couple hours and just build mats and whooping the shit out of the Penn State wrestling team. And then he would go to like his coach's locker room and quick shower and change or whatever. And then like a half hour later, and judo started right at the end of wrestling. Sometimes we would cross train back and forth. They would come for us for freestyle tournaments, and we train with them just for extra conditioning if we had big tournaments coming up. And then he would come in and then just beat the shit out of the entire judo team. So I mean, this team was going for like 4 hours a day, every day, and like running the room the entire time. And mind you, in my mind, hilariously, I think Oishi at that time was like my age now, 42, 44, somewhere in there. And I was like, man, he's so old, which, man, I feel bad. I was thinking that. I was like,
Yeah.
and even that at that age, man, he was, I mean, just an animal. And
What was your weight back then?
I walked around at about 205. And I initially usually competed about 198. I went to nationals my junior year. Coach didn't convince, he forced me to drop down to 178. And I was already shredded. And that cut nearly killed me. I mean, that was a really, really bad cut. And I mean, I made it. I mean, I've never ever missed weight in my entire life, but it felt, and the tournament that year was in Flagstaff, Arizona. So like altitude and a bad cut. And it was tough. It was a tough tournament. I really I thought I struggled physically in that tournament. So my senior year, going back to nationals again, coach, I mean, just the wrestling coach mentality, wanted me to cut a lot of weight. And I kind of held my ground, and I was like, no, I'm going on the natural weight of 198. And I did, and I took bronze. And I was like that day, like everything clicked, like the technique, the physicality, just everything. And I had so many matches. That bracket was stacked full. I mean, and I was like, it's getting to the point where I would have a match, and I'd be literally walking off the mat, and they'd be calling my name for the next one. And I was like, yeah, I just had a match. So they're like, you got 5 minutes, and they literally start the clock, and I'd be trying to rehydrate or whatever, and 5 minutes back out. And I had like 3 in a row like that. I mean, it was absolutely a killer tournament. But in my opinion, it was the highlight of my combat sports career. Was taking bronze at collegiate nationals for judo. It really kind of, I don't know, it made me feel good. You know, like I remember standing on the podium getting that. I was like, this is it, dude. I was like, embrace this moment. You're peaking right now. And it felt good. Oh, great.
I think judo is amazing, and I have to admit that I wish I would have been able to. Well, there were times I was able, but I wish I knew, and I wish I would have got more visits in at your school, man.
Good judo is amazing. Mediocre judo is worthless.
Yeah.
And I think that's the rub of it, is that people try judo and they learn a throw or two, but then they try it maybe in jiu-jitsu practice and it's not working, and they get taken down, their back taken, like, fuck, this sucks. And I get it. You got to push through it's not quite working for me. We got 2 brand new students who come in the gym, equal physical, whatever abilities, somewhat there. And I teach one exclusively jiu-jitsu and the other one exclusively judo, and they fight in 6 months. My money's on the jiu-jitsu guy. I think that you're going to learn how to defend yourself and be able to handle fight quicker. The judo takes it's a longer, steeper learning curve. And I tell my guys, especially my new guys, like every practice, I'm like, you guys stick with it. Like, this is the hardest thing I teach. It is so incredibly nuanced. Just an inch here or an inch there, or hips here, or this rotation, or shoulders back, arms up, and just the tiny, the goals of perfection on the technique. It's such a Japanese mentality on just like the drilling for perfection, and you have to be nearly flawless in your drilling for it to work. And when it works, it's beautiful. I mean, it's like a secret weapon, and I love it so much when it comes together. It's just it takes a while to get to that point.
Yeah, I really wish I would have got more visits up there, because the first time I came there with Steve Baker, and the first class there wasn't jiu-jitsu, it was judo class. And dude, you can just see right away like the smoothness and the quality of the movement when you would demonstrate. And it was a great experience, man. I know the guy over at 410, Dave. Yeah,
Dave and I both come out of Hudson Judo out of New York City. It's the Utica Chai up there. It's I love Dave. Dave's, I mean, he's a judo nerd. That guy's such a technical Rolodex of moves and techniques, and the amount of studying he does on everything is incredible. and even more, he's not just technical, but he has that New York, as he calls Mugwaza, the go fuck yourself, where he just, like you gotta be technical, but sometimes you gotta know when to just fight a motherfucker. And Dave has that he has that hardness in his judo, which I sincerely respect.
I think it's interesting too how you're kind of saying like not that like judo's more nuanced than jiu-jitsu, but the learning curve, right? And that's interesting because stereotypically judo black belt 4 to 6 years, jiu-jitsu black belt 10 to 15 years, right? How does that happen?
So a judo black belt is not the same as a jiu-jitsu black belt, in that jiu-jitsu black belts are considered to be like at the higher end of the learning curve, where a judo black belt, just a basic knee down, your first degree black belt, shodan, your first degree black belt, is considered like, okay, you just know the basics. It's kind of honestly skill set wise more in line with a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. And then you kind of, as you get your degrees in black belt, it's higher. And I got my black belt in judo in 4 years. Now I was training like a madman. I mean, every day, nonstop, under, in my opinion, one of the greatest coaches in the United States, Hachiro Oishi. And it wasn't just my coach, my teammates. I mean, I could go through the list of the guys that I had up there, and really, your team makes you who you are. And I had an incredible who's list of teammates at Penn State University that just absolutely pushed me every single day. And to be a part of that crew was one of the highlights of my life. And that really certainly helped. But yes, you can get a black belt, generally speaking, a little quicker. But a black belt is a basic black belt in judo generally isn't as technically adept as a black belt, first degree black belt in jiu-jitsu.
Have you seen or trained with Steve lately?
Steve Baker?
Yeah.
What else we trained? He does some kickboxing, whatever.
Yeah.
He's not been rolling much. He came to a seminar we had a while back. He threw a gi on. When Rhino got promoted, he was there for that. He threw a gi on.
Oh, nice.
I stay in touch with Steve. I love him very much.
Yeah, me too. I saw he got real into the he's really doubling down on the Bang Muay Thai curriculum.
He got me started on that. I teach Bang Muay Thai is what I teach as well. It's my entire striking curriculum is the BMT. And
nice.
Steve 100% was the guy who started coming in, showing that to me, and he's like, yo, you really got to check this program out. And it's completely revitalized. I mean, it is our striking program. I mean, that's what I teach. I'm not making things up off my, I've never been known as a great striker. I'm confident, you know what I mean? But even through my competitive career, I wasn't knocking dudes out. But I am a light years better striker now than I was when I was fighting professionally, which is hilarious, just because of the coaching that I've been required to do with BMT and learning that whole system. And man, if I had had that skill set when I was fighting professional, I mean, not that I actually had a pretty good career, but I really think it would have been a really useful tool. Would have helped.
Give me 1 second, man. I gotta get my charger on here because it keeps this keeps coming on.
Sorry.
A little bit of technical difficulties.
Right.
We're good now though. Yeah, so yeah, Bang Muay Thai. I got a Muay Thai coach here, dude. This guy, he's like you, right? He's 37, but started Taekwondo at 6 years old. And Taekwondo to capoeira to Muay Thai, and he's down here in Miami. So he's been like, Muay Thai is real big down here. MMA is real big down here. So he was able to get access to those high level striking coaches early on after getting started in Taekwondo. So having like people like clown Taekwondo, but dude, like Taekwondo is legit though when it's like you got mixed martial arts, right? But when you look at an ADCC rule set, that rule set is what? It's like mixed grappling arts, right? So when you look at one championship's new striking rule sets, you have like this mixed striking art rule set. And it's been really cool getting to train with him because when I was there, I mean, it was like it was either jujitsu and like where I trained jujitsu, it was like we're spending all the time on the ground, which is great, which is cool, which is like now I'm at home on the ground, perfect. But obviously can't wrestle for shit. Fucking ain't got shit for judo, and so we're gonna. So I went and I'm like, man, I'm gonna go to a boxing gym because like to be sold on martial arts, like you should really be impressed by what you see the athletes do, right? Like when I came and saw you, yeah, it was very impressive to watch you move and watch you demonstrate. And it's like, yo, like I can see how much better your shit is than mine when I try to do it. So moving here, that's one thing I was excited about was getting a training, and he also holds in-house striking tournaments for kickboxing, and like these tournaments go off the chain. So I think it's really cool that you've got a real solid Steve on here too.
I'm dropping you. I don't hear you. I don't hear you.
I'm gonna edit this out.
There you are. Now you're going.
I'm having all types of shit.
There you
Usually
go.
doesn't
Now you're
happen.
back. There you
You
go. Now
got
you're
me?
back.
This
You got
usually doesn't happen. Where'd you lose me at? What was I saying?
You start talking about going to you learn striking, picking up boxing, the boxing gym.
You lost me that long ago?
No, it's been like I don't know. It's been like 30 seconds.
Oh, all right. No, and I was saying coming here, the level of striking training I've been able to get here from my coach. This guy is like a real life ninja. He's got 30 years in striking. And he focuses primarily on striking, hosts in-house tournaments in his academy and everything, has a big cage in there, ring. And it's been lit, and it's that's what's up for you too, that you've got that Bang Muay Thai system, because I was telling him about, back home, Coach Steve and all that, Bang Muay Thai, and he was really complimentary of that system. And
what I like about Bang Muay Thai is that it's striking for MMA. Back in the dark ages when I started training, there wasn't such a thing as an MMA gym or even MMA training, and you would go to a boxing gym like Main Street here in Salisbury. You would go to a boxing gym and learn boxing for boxing, no kicking or anything like that, no grappling, just straight
boxing. And then you go to like a taekwondo or karate gym to learn some kicking stuff. And then maybe you go to jiu-jitsu if you could find a jiu-jitsu class, and they were very hard to find. But you would do a like gi formal whatever class on the mat, and maybe if you're lucky, like the local college whatever might have a wrestling team, you could get a little bit of wrestling in there. And man, it's some of us you'd find like 4 or 5 like absolute crazy savage dudes who in somebody's garage and have some mats, and you train UFC, bro, and like and you try to put it together, but there wasn't like a one size fits all catch all program that's teaching that. And this is what I like about BMT is that it's not striking for winning a Muay Thai fight. It's not striking for a boxing match. It's striking for mixed martial arts, and it keeps in mind both setting up and defending the takedown, utilizing the cage, the pressure, things like that, or whatever, elbows, knees. But it's not overly like head kick, spinny kick, knockout focused. It's more hands and leg kicks and setting up the knees, working to the inside clinch, the striking style I prefer. And it's kind of already worked that way. So you don't have to learn, again, nothing against taekwondo or boxing, but you have to learn that and then reevaluate it, strip some things down, and then recompartmentalize it for MMA. It's already packaged that way. No need to reinvent the wheel as far as that goes.
Yeah, I like that a lot. One thing I can say since starting there is, and I mean, they're more Thai fighters, they're kickboxers. He's got pro Muay Thai fighters. But it's really cool how he blends it, but it is pure striking, and that's the point. That's what they're doing. That's what he's promoting is the pure striking style of fighting, which every time you just like go in, because it's true, like what you're saying about it, you train these different disciplines, and then okay, some of you guys link up and let's swing it. That's obviously, we know there's a better way to do it now, but there is also something to be said, man, when you're like dialed in on that singular discipline and picking up those nuances and seeing the abilities and seeing the power of someone who's like at that master level. And one thing that, because I'm athletic, but I'm not flexible in my hips like that. And stretching has been like the biggest hurdle for me to overcome with the kickboxing, which is why like the Bang Muay Thai system more caters to someone like me too, with like, okay, I got some jiu-jitsu, I can learn to strike in this way, I can box a little bit, now I can work in the kicks and look for those types of things. That's really cool. So so you went wrestling, you went getting in fights as a kid, which I think's interesting too, because you weren't getting picked on probably, right?
No, it was. That's the thing.
Really?
That's why I was.
Oh shit.
So I was a smaller kid, and I didn't like know. It wasn't even like a fight. I just like, I remember my best friend, Ryan Gerhardt, who was still, I'm blessed. I still have like the same 4 best friends, Gerhardt, Liebel, Bo, myself. We all grew up in the same street, and I was playing over at Gerhardt's house. We were like 7, 8 years old. We were bored, looking on the grass on the dooley, like football, baseball, like that. And his older brothers had a couple pair of boxing gloves, like 2 pair, sitting on the shelf. He goes, "You want to go outside and play boxing?" And it was just a friendly thing. And I was just like, I remember my heart racing. I was like terrified. I was like, like, you mean like hit me? I was like, no, I don't want anything to do with that. I was like, just, he was just wanting to play. I was like, no, I don't want to do any fighting. But I just ended up getting sucked into some fights as a kid, and and I was a little bit smaller till I hit a growth spurt, and then I ended up kind of standing up for myself, and I won a whole bunch of street fights, and it kind of became like, as kids, like being the fastest gun in town. And I literally would have sometimes where I'd be at home doing my homework because I was a good student, and I get a knock on my door, open the door, and my buddy's like, "Hey, this kid out here wants to fight you." I didn't know the kid, but he was from like the other neighborhood, and he was tough, and he heard I was tough, and like he wanted to fight me just to see what's up. And I'd be like, all right, hang on a second, I'm gonna come out, and I would just go outside and like whoop the shit out of that kid, and then like go back to doing my homework. And like, I don't mean again, like it, and again, make it sound like I didn't grow up in a bad neighborhood. We fought.
You guys just needed a gym.
We did. Like we the kids, we didn't have that as kids.
Isn't that crazy? People just need a gym, bro. Everyone needs a gym, especially young men. They need a gym.
100%. As a kid, we had still there. I thought I could show you if you care to see. We had our own fight pit. We called it the pit. And if two boys entered, one man leaves. And there was this little drainage ditch not too far from, like right behind our bus stop. And it kind of went up. It was like a 4-foot high embankment to like this drainage ditch and went down. It was a little bit bigger than the average MMA cage. And all the kids would stand around the top, and the two kids who were going to fight would go down into the pit, which was like 4 feet below, and like, we'd duke it out. And like no adults driving down the street could see what's going on there. And
right.
Like, I dominated that pit as a kid. Like there was times like, yeah, we're like, and like two kids would be arguing, and someone would be like pit, and like if we were like down the block in this neighborhood, like
Pennsylvania,
the neighborhood would get on their bikes, and we all go down to the pit. And like that's where my entire neighborhood would go into the pit. We'd settle our shit. And I was like 1-on-1. No one else got, again, it was clean fights. Like no one else got jumped. You weren't like
no one's trying to kill anybody for real.
Nah, man. And like all the other kids standing on the outside, two good kids go in, slug it out. It was over. That's the end of it. And we went on with their day. And that's how I kind of really came up fighting. And yeah, I guess it was good for me. I'm still doing it today.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. One of the reasons I wanted to have you on, man, is because I know you do a lot of shit, like you just got back from hunting. I see you out on boats. I see you up in the air in helicopters. Like, I know you do taxes, right? Like, and then, anyone that's had, you're a master martial artist, man, on top of that, which is like, people don't understand that. Like most people don't. Yeah, but yeah, man. Like
I'm better than a lot of people who say they're good at fighting. That's
30 years though. 30 years of training.
Right.
Come on, right? How many people have 30? That's so much data, bro. Like, that's crazy amount of data, and that's really, I think that's amazing. Anyone that's like, so my coach here, 30 years of that, I think that's just amazing. And then to still be able, like, you guys still train. You guys are still training actively. And I get it because I love it too. And dude, like, yeah, the back was doing better. I started training again. I couldn't even believe it, Kevin. I'm like, am I fucking back, bro? Like, and this is how, Soldel Jiu-Jitsu was legit, right? Because, I've been off of consistent grappling training for 4 years, and I'm grappling with active competitors, and bro, like, it's all good. It works still.
Like, hear that?
It still works, and I'm like, yo, like, that's lit. And then in the meantime, I was still, training, training. So I felt like I didn't come back empty-handed. And anyway, I had like the best week ever. Fucked my shoulder up. Didn't realize how bad I fucked it up. Right? Yeah, right. I trained like 7 times that week between. How
was it hurt? Separated, or what'd you do?
So, dude, like, I was showing someone like a fucking omoplata, bro.
Yeah.
At my gym. And I guess I just like, I don't know if I already had like something pre-existing, but like, I think I just like put myself deeper in it for the sake of like letting him feel the way it should be. Like, if you get it good, and I guess it just like pulled on it more than I thought, because I didn't notice anything, like, and I rolled afterwards and I was straight. And the next morning I woke up and I'm like, my shit kind of feels weird. And then I'm like, I'll take a day off. Next day, went and repped out the 40s for like sets of 20, and then just like strength training, doing some pull-ups and shit. And I went to go hit the bag, and I threw right, boom, and I'm like, oh shit. And then I did like 4 more rounds, bro, and I couldn't fucking drive home with my right arm. And then I like just kept fucking it up worse pretty much. And now it's like, dude, it's like fucking all across here, just a whole mess.
Yeah. Yeah, I know how that goes. I've separated both of my shoulders. I did this one in a wrestling tournament, high school. I remember I had to stand up, guy pulled my arm straight across and drove me in, and that had me out for about 6 weeks of really bad separation. I have a big lump here. And then this one I separated bronc riding, and that blew that out. And they're okay, but if by the way, I lost you. I can't hear you again. But if I'm paddling, I'm surfing, and I'm paddling a lot, I just feel like my shoulders, they get tired, they fatigue. A lot of jabs and boxing, it'll fatigue out or whatever, and that's kind of I have the strength, I guess. I mean, I'm gonna do like a military press, and maybe not as much, but they fatigue out a lot faster than they probably normally would if it wasn't for these just long-term injuries. I'm sure I could get shoulder surgery, get it fixed, but I'd be down in a sling for 6 months plus here. At this point in my career, I mean, I ain't taking 12 to 18 months off because of for an injury. I work around these things.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
There we go. Fuck this. Is the audio okay like this?
It's fine.
Okay, great. Yeah, it's a long ass recovery for shoulder surgery, bro, and that's why I haven't even, because like basically it's like you have all that inflammation. When you get the inflammation under control, then you really get to see what you're dealing with. And I mean, like, I can work out, I can work and make money. Like I mean, so and then I'm aware of the if I had to get a procedure done that you're out for a minute, and I'm not really ready for that. So it's kind of just, I'm not gonna grapple right now though, right? Because fuck it up more and then what? Like, you know what I mean? So that's having to just be like responsible and shit. So then you found jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. So I was already black belt in judo, and it was training down here in Ocean City. Joel Coolings, who started our gym, was a cowboy with me at Frontier Town. So he rode bulls and did the gunfights and things like that. That's how I knew him. He started the gym here, which at that time back then we were known as Chi Delta Submission Judo. It's the same team. We just changed our name after we affiliated with the Gracie family to Gracie Ocean City. But that's back, like I guess in '96 or whatever. Joel brought me in and started training with those guys, and we were kind of like basically just training UFC, bro. And we were absolute just dumb savages, and we would just beat the fucking piss out of each other at the gym.
Were you still 205?
What's that?
Were you still 205?
Yeah, it was a $198, 205. Yeah, same right in there. And
Them too?
We would just beat. I mean, like, it's different training back then. Like every day, like training was fighting, and we would just whang. I mean, it's not the way to do it. We know better now, but we were just fucking each other up and smashing and choking and just going hard. And then it was in the summer of 2003. I got an invitation to go up to Philadelphia. And again, it was a very small community, and of guys who actually trained and did this 21 years ago now. And I got an invitation to go up and train with this old guy did jiu-jitsu. You might have heard what's his name, Helio. And
wow.
Master Helio, I was invited to go train with him up in Philadelphia, and it kind of changed everything. So I had a great time. There were maybe 16 people in the class. It was very, very small, intimate, get together. Huron and Halleck were there to translate, as Grandmaster
Wow.
Early didn't speak English. I had a good training session. I rolled with him. He collar choked me. It was awesome. And then afterwards, Huron told me, say, grandfather likes you. Wanted to know if you'd like to come out and have dinner with us.
Wow. That's so cool.
Cool, let's go. So we went to this Italian restaurant, and I'm sitting here. He sat right next to me, Huron and Halleck, and then Joe Guido in the school. So we go to dinner, and Grandmaster Gracie, he spoke English. I don't speak Portuguese. So Huron and Halleck were translating for us. But he wanted to talk to me particularly because I'm a cowboy. And the one thing that Grandmaster Elliot Gracie loved, the only thing he loved more than jiu-jitsu was horses. And he wanted to talk shop about horses. And so we're kind of just going, but he was a hardcore cowboy back in the day. He had loved his horses, always had horses, taught all of his children to ride. I mean, Hoist Gracie and I, we go horseback riding together. We do actually do cowboy mounted shooting guns off of horseback with Hoist.
Nice.
And the entire family rides. So we were just kind of through translation, talking about horse and whatnot. And, here I said, my grandfather says he loves having dinner with you because you're the only person who talked about anything other than jiu-jitsu. And of course we talk about jiu-jitsu as well, but a lot of cowboy talk, things like that. So we, became friendly. And at that point, he said, keep training with the family. So then I ended up linking up with Jeff Reese, who introduced me to Hoist Gracie. And I started training with Hoist that fall up in Scranton. And I fought for you back then. Hoist would put together impromptu seminar tournaments. And he okay, everybody's been training for more than 5 years. Come out on the mat. Everybody else sit down. And all the white belts been training for more than 5 years. He'd be like, you two, get ready, fight. And he just have you guys fight. And if you win, stay on the mat. If you lose, go sit the fuck down. And then match you guys up, fight. And then match you guys up, fight. And then the last 6 guys who were still on the mat, which I was one of, he's like, okay, all you guys, now you all blue belts. I was like, oh, fuck, I didn't know I was fighting for a belt. I just beat the shit out of a whole bunch of other dudes at the seminar, and Hoist was like, cool. Clearly you can beat the shit out of some people. Now you're a blue belt. And I was like, wow, I fucking like jiu-jitsu. And that's how it was my introduction to the Gracie family.
Wow. What a way to get your blue belt. Wait, so were you guys jiu-jitsu fighting, or you guys were punching each other too?
It was jiu-jitsu grappling.
Okay, still though.
I remember the last round I had, Hoist, he pulls me aside. I did it the first time I met Hoist. He's like, oh, you come here. I said, he goes, take your gi top off. I was like, why? He goes, you are a judoka. I was like, a Jew what? He's like, no, you cannot trick me. He goes, you have too much advantage on the feet with these guys. Take your tops off when you go with this. And this guy was he was a pretty good Pennsylvania wrestler and had a much harder match with him in the last round because I couldn't get my judo grips or whatever. And I had to just, instead of being able to judo the wrestler, I had to wrestle the wrestler. And I had to wrestle him to the ground or whatever and get control of beating him. But it was a much harder win since Hoist handicapped me by taking away the gi top.
Yeah, so that's interesting too, right? Because obviously you have different styles of wrestling, but you also have all these styles of jiu-jitsu now, all these different rule sets. Before it was just gi and no gi, but now coming back to the judo, you got the gi. I mean, I guess wrestling can be no gi judo, right? Isn't after getting into judo and then I'm in a standing grappling situation without the gi. Did you feel better? I'm sure, right?
Yes, I am better. More confidence, in that real close hip to hip, working underhooks or even more. Somebody tries to push a big underhook on me. I'm like, oh no, please don't underhook me. And then I bite down on it, hit my big left hand Harai Gauche. If you ever judo or ever Google search just the phrase judo smash, I'm the first thing that pops up on the entire internet of me biting down on the overhook and then just drilling a guy into the mat. That's kind of my move. So I have been able to adapt judo into a no-gi scenario, and clearly, obviously, you're going to lose certain aspects of it with the grips and certain throws or whatever. And I've had people ask me, hey, can you teach me no-gi judo? My answer to that is no, I can't. You must learn judo in the gi, and it's like training wheels. You have all your grips to control, things like that. learn it, understand it, and then strip the gi away and adapt it over. But learning no gi judo is a waste of your time and my time. I won't teach strictly no gi judo to people who haven't learned it in the gi first.
I think that makes perfect sense. I think like riding a bike with training wheels is the way to go.
Right. And say that's judo and a gi. And say, it's not even it's not like, oh, well, you can't do takedowns without. I can, but there's a lot more available to you with the gi and the grips.
I think with jiu-jitsu, I got a lot more out of training gi and no gi than just going no gi. And I think no gi is different too. Like, I think you can get more competitive faster. And I think we've seen people get a lot more competitive faster at the highest levels in no gi than we have in the gi.
You can get by on a degree of athleticism in no gi that you maybe can't get away with in gi. The gi match is obviously intentionally slower, more of chess, less of speed checkers. Maybe that. I mean, you see some of these collegiate wrestlers switching over to no gi and just running it, and it's not a big surprise. Dominant takedowns, just blasting through guards or whatever, and it works. With a gi, you can slow the fight down. It's the intention behind it, slowing the fight down, making them tired. That's the original UFC 1, 2, whatever, with Hoist, whatever, was slowing the fight down. A smaller guy on the bottom, wrapping him up, tying him up, waiting for him to be exhausted, and find your opportunity to see some submission. It's a different mindset, and I slightly, I'll say, disappointed. I'm just. I wish more of these new guys would also embrace the gi. There's good in both. In our gym, we do gi and no gi, and I know some gyms are strictly gi, it's strictly no gi, and there's good in everything. And you're going to learn maybe a more nuanced, slower, technical fight in the gi, and then apply that to no gi when you're a little bit more live on your work. That's okay. There's a place for everything.
Do you still watch jiu-jitsu matches?
I've never watched jiu-jitsu matches my entire life. I've never.
Oh, shit.
I have much to give about tournament jiu-jitsu. I can't ever feel any tournament jiu-jitsu I've ever watched. I've never competed in jiu-jitsu. I have no fucks to give about gi or no gi tournament jiu-jitsu. It doesn't interest me.
Okay, so that's interesting that you never competed in jiu-jitsu though. So you're just like, I'm just learning how to fight better.
Yeah. So it's the way my gym is focused and structured is we are not specialists, and I have respect for the gyms which are big no gi or whatever, tournament specialists, but that's not what I'm looking at. And it's kind of like, let's use an analogy here, like a medical doctor. And if I say, hey, this guy over here, Dr. Brown, he's a neurologist. And you'd be like, damn, like that's Dr. Brown's a neurologist. And you're like, man, that guy must be really smart. It must be it has to be a brain surgeon. You know what I mean? Like that guy's at the pinnacle of what he does. And I say, Dr. Jones over here, he's a GP, a general practitioner. And again, he's still a doctor, but he's a general practitioner. So perhaps you might think, and you might be right, that Dr. Brown, the neurologist, is more technical, probably spends a lot more time studying his the brain surgery and things like that. But that said, if you got a broken arm and you go to Dr. Brown, the neurologist, say, oh man, I broke my arm or my shoulder, like in jiu-jitsu, he'd be like, what do you want from me? He'd be like, can you fix it? He'd be like, sorry, dude, I'm a neurologist. Versus Dr. Jones, the general practitioner, like, oh, I'll fix that. You'd be like, oh, also, I got sore throat. Dr. Jones can help you with that. He's a general practitioner. And you're like, and, like, my tummy doesn't feel good. He can help you with that. And I stubbed my toe and whatever. That's my gym. That's my focus. Not trying to create guys who are the best at gi or no gi tournaments, who are the best strikers, or even the best judo, practitioners or whatever like that. My guys are pretty damn good at a lot of things. And we only have so many hours of the week to train. I only have so many hours of the week to coach. And mind you, all this shit's my hobby. I'm a professional full-time tax accountant. I'm a father. I'm a husband. I'm a hunter, and I work on my classic car, my motorcycle, and like to fly planes. And it's one of my many, many hobbies. I only have so many hours a week I can dedicate to it to get these guys to where they're at. But we're just trying to be pretty good at a lot of things, where if my guys are faced with a high-level D1 wrestler, we'll wrestle that guy, punch him in the fucking face, and hit him with some low kicks. You know what I mean? And the guy's a really high-level Muay Thai striker, probably don't want to stay in a bang with that dude, clinch him, judo throw him, and then submit him. And that's kind of how we are. That's how I treat this, is how to beat your opponent no matter where the fight might be. And don't try to butt heads at their strengths. And again, all due respect to guys, you know, that are, hey, we're a tournament gym. That's what we care about, and we're going to be really good at that. Fucking go for you, man. But like, that's just not the focus of what I'm doing. You know, there are places to do that. That's what you want to do. And my gym, we're kind of hitting all things. And I am still proud of my guys hold their own, such as this past year at World Kickboxing Association, WKA National Championships. I took some of my guys, and again, we just trained Bang Muay Thai, which is the basic striking for MMA. Dude, my guys placed at national championships.
I saw that.
This is their first fights ever. They've never competed anywhere to anything. I feel, again, it's a local tournament process. And
those twin brothers, right?
The first brothers. I've had a couple other kids I took out there as well. And like,
okay,
my kids went out there and like, dude, they got in the pocket with these dudes and were just fucking dudes up. And it made me feel good. The other coaches are like, yo, I don't recognize you. Like, where are you from, man? I was like, Gracie, Ocean City. They're like, fucking what? Like, you're a Gracie Jiu-Jitsu gym, and like, you guys are like fucking my fighters up in Muay Thai. Like, we are a Muay Thai gym. We train striking 7 days a week. That's all we do is striking. And like, we're just hobbyists. We do this a couple of days a week of striking. We do a couple of days a week of gi, a couple of days a week of no-gi, a couple of days a week of judo, a couple of days a week of whatever. And we're just kind of smattering here and there, and we still hold our own. I say, I don't hold my gym out to be the best at any one thing. I'm just saying, we know a little bit about a lot of things.
So on the physical end, you know, that's the culture, right? How would you say, because here's the thing with fighting, right? It's you got to train, you got to build yourself up, you got to condition, you got to go through pain, you got to work hard, you got to sweat, all that shit. But when it's time to go, man, you got to have your mind, right?
Oh, sure.
And what would you say is like your culture on the mental side of things? Do you, because some schools don't do this at all, but as a coach and as a leader in your gym, how much, you know, time do you give mental training your students too?
That's a great question. I tell my guys all the time, I was like, if you're not scared, you're stupid. I admit that I've been scared literally shitless, like diarrhea vomiting before every single fucking MMA fight. Same with rodeo or surfing in hurricane-sized waves here in Ocean City, or any of these things. Like, it's the respect, and like it, and you know, and man, maybe they're on a different wavelength than I am. I don't know. And God bless those guys who are like, I'm not afraid of anybody. And some of these guys, maybe they are. They're just really not afraid of anybody. I have healthy respect of anyone. I understand that like anybody could catch you on any given day. There are so many people better than me. I said, I've never held myself out to be like, oh, the greatest fight ever. I'm okay. I'm a guy who's been around for a long time. Again, as I say, I'm better than a lot of people. I'm better than many people who say they are great at fighting. But you know, I've lost fights and won fights and whatever like that. I know about where I stand in the realm of men, and you know, better than most. But it's I've never been a world-class champion. So I have a healthy respect, and you need to be that fear. I feel is a motivator, and it's you can't let the fear win, but at the same time, that fear can keep you sharp. And you know, like I mean, every single time when I was riding a bull, man, put it down here, pull my hat, and my body's like, "Get on your mind, son, get on your mind." I'd be like, "Oh, this is fucking stupid." Like, he's like right for it out my head.
Oh, shit.
I'd be like, God damn, this is a bad idea. I'd be like, Bow my head and go. And
Oh my God.
And that's the same thing as when I'm paddling, and I don't ride bulls anymore. I don't surf in big hurricane size waves anymore. I had my time. It was fun. But anytime I paddle to a giant wave, these nor'easter waves, the respect, that ocean is fucking relentless.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, they'll kill you. The bulls will kill you. And even in a fight, you can't get killed if it wasn't for a referee to save you. Like, it's that healthy respect of the consequences that can come, and that understanding of where you're at. And some guys are like, oh, I'll just do whatever, and they're, I don't know, just wanging and banging. And no thoughts of defense and self-preservation. And I talk about that with these guys. And so yeah, we do have that mental aspect talk, and I keep it real, as they say. You know what I mean? And I definitely am not going to tell my guys that they're the greatest. I'm pretty much notorious for my hard coaching style. I often start many classes. You suck at fighting, and this is why. And I mean, I rip these dudes apart, and it's not maliciously, but I'm like, get your fucking hand up, get this here, crank your elbow, your feet are wrong for this throw, that sucks, that sucks, that sucks, that sucks, that sucks. My job to tell you, you fucking suck. Do you want a coach or do you want a cheerleader? And I do see other teams, other places, where they're blowing smoke up your ass. Oh, you're the greatest, bro. You're amazing. You're awesome. I'm awesome. He's awesome. We're awesome. Group photo. We're all fucking great. And you're not great, and you're not getting better. And like, my job as a coach is to highlight every fucking mistake that you're making throughout that training session, so you stop making them. And then when you run up against a real fight, a real situation, we've cleaned these things up. You're not learning in a bad spot. You're learning in a safe, oh man, I hate that term, a safe place, but you're learning in a controlled environment where we're not going to hurt you and practice intention. We're not going to be malicious and go extra hard, but I'm going to highlight all the mistakes that you're making to clean these things up. Some people don't like that. Some people just want me to know how great they are, and that's the new age fucking whatever, short-term fucking effort and want to get quick results. The Amazon Prime, got to get it today of grappling training or MMA training, and that's not what we offer at my gym. And I'm proud of that. We keep it very old school.
Yeah, I like that. I like that, and I also like when it does come time to hand out recognition. I appreciate the thoughtful reads on each student that you post online.
Oh yeah, my
and let me tell you too, and I know how much that shit means to the student, especially when they're enduring the toughness of the
yeah. I think going back to my judo training days, and again, I'm a product of my environment. Coach Hachiro Ishii is the meanest motherfucker I've ever met in my entire life. I mean, just fucking mean, and I mean not just physically mean, but emotionally. I mean, like, he just fucking break you. He was so fucking mean, like he fucking hated me like every day. But I still talk to the guy all the time. I call him like every 6 to 8 weeks. Like, hey, how you doing, coach? How you doing? What's going on? Like, I stay in touch with him because he very much a large way made me who I am today by being just fucking ruthless and calling every single aspect of how I was wrong. And one of the greatest things that could ever happen at Penn State University, you were just on point, fighting hard, deep in a fight or whatever, back and forth. You just catch a guy, you throw him like that. And the best thing that could ever be said, we should walk by, you'd be like, nice. That's it. And your teammates be like, bro, he said nice. I got a nice. That's it. You never, oh, you're great, you're awesome, just nice. Not amazing, great, wonderful, nice. You're like, oh, he seemed nice. Yeah. Oh my gosh, my shit must be amazing if that dude said nice.
Right.
So I keep that in mind, and it's that hug and slug. When I coach, I am ruthless. I'm like, that sucks, that sucks, that sucks, that sucks.
Yeah.
But when it is correct, I do try to be very mindful of that looked good. That is correct. That is proper. Nice footwork. And I do see the recognition of my students. They're like, wow, hey, man, if Kevin's saying I'm doing it right, it's got to be fucking tight right now. And I try to get more than just nice. You know what I mean? I try to really say, hey, your elbow was up and nice. This was good. This was smooth. Your hand was here. Your judo was good. Your bend your knees well. That entry for that sweep or whatever the technique is. I'll highlight what I liked about it and kind of give them a little bit more detailed feedback. But again, the positive reinforcement, not just the negative reinforcement, that they go hand in hand together.
Yeah, and I think that they're both so important because, dude, don't you want to know that it's not just like not good, right? Like, dude, it sucks bad. Like, I remember the one time I came there a few times, but the time I was there, one time I was there for your judo class, like, bro, there's different type of break falls, and I guess I only knew like one. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh, and you're like, do it like this. And I'm like, can't do it. And you're like, dude, that's not it. Right? Mess up your shoulder, like, and not necessarily I was gonna mess it up right then doing it, but it's like you better figure that out, bro. Like,
and I'm on you for you getting better at break falls.
I know. Yeah,
fucking thing for my world. You know,
I need to know it sucks, so I'm gonna get hurt.
I'm on it for you, and even more with my gym. It's not really a secret. I don't get paid. I've never taken a paycheck for my gym. Coach Rhino or Edgar or none of the coaches at my gym, including myself, have ever gotten a paycheck. We don't do this for. And again, I'm not knocking.
I did not know that, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not knocking anybody who does this for a career. God bless these guys who do it full time. I already have one job I hate. I don't need to have two jobs.
I'll tell you what, I think that gives you a different podium than a lot of gym owners.
It does, and it allows me to blatantly not give a fuck about your opinion. You know, like we run the gym, and we, Coach Rhino and I, have been lockstep for over 20 goddamn years. I have never had that beast that fucking barely.
I've never gotten to train with him, but I watched him though.
That dude's one of the most savage motherfuckers I've ever known. I've known some dudes in my life, and we have been lockstep on the trajectory and growth and the environment that we've been building since day one. I can't think of a single disagreement I've had with him as far as what we are trying to establish and build there, and it's been beautiful. And we have different personalities. I'm definitely the face of the gym. I'm the loud, boisterous guy, and whatever like that. And he's like the
more introvert.
Yeah, he's like the quiet drill sergeant. I mean, he grinds these guys. I mean, the roll and swole is like the heart and soul, like the deep waters of our gym is his class. Everyone fucking knows it. I mean, he runs that program is like, man, you better have your shit together before you're going into his classes. And like, that's what the guys, they train in the other class, like my basic, gi, jiu-jitsu classes, things like that. You take the other instructional classes to learn how to survive Rhino's roll and swole. Like that's when we go fucking hard in that gym. But we've been building that environment, and we've weeded a lot of guys out. We don't cater to guys who want to get real good real quick, or just want to do their own thing, or want to show me what they're all about. Like, I don't give a fuck about you and your opinions or whatever like that. Like, this is how we're doing it here. Why? Because this is what we want to do. We're here because we want to be here, not because we have to be here because I got to pay my bills, whatever this like this. Like, I've lost tens of thousands of dollars building this and supporting this and running this, and like, I don't care. I say, like, I it's never been about the money.
That's awesome, man.
Right? It's been about and like
it's awesome.
Having fun. And two, the one thing we do get out of this is seeing improvement, seeing our guys get the concepts, seeing them get that first win. You know, their growth and just personal lives. You know, everything like that. You know, seeing how their whole just guys I've seen come in are just young guy, shit's all fucking a mess, whatever. As any young guy in Ocean City might end up being. I've been there before, and the gym just gets him in that focus, that regiment, and you're surrounded with people who are of upward mobility. Not that everybody's got their shit together, but they're trying to get their shit together, and we're all getting our shit together. And it kind of gets you in that rhythm where you see these same guys. We're going to be in a healthy environment, and you're going to train hard, and you're going to get some sleep tonight because you're exhausted, and wake up, feel a little bit fresher tomorrow, have a little bit more focus and work. Everything starts coming together, and you get that anger out. You're maybe not as short-tempered with your wife or your girlfriend or whoever it is you're around, and everything starts to sync up as you're with us. And that's the goal, is to kind of, which is hilarious because initially I started this because I liked hurting people. And now I find all I'm doing is helping people. And that's not why I got so involved in this at all, but here we are.
Now I know that you've got so many areas of your life that you love and enjoy and give your attention to. And I know that, you know, the gym culture is an MMA culture. But if one of your dedicated students who's already showed you they're dedicated came to you and was like, Coach, I have a new goal. I want to be a judo. I want to go to the judo Olympics.
The Olympics, you know, I'm going to get you in the right gym. You know, so anybody who thinks that they're going to be a world champion, a national champion, whatever, and can be at the highest levels, who thinks that they're going to do it training on the Eastern Shore is a fucking idiot. Like, I have access, and I've been around long enough that, like, I know who and where and who, like, and how to get with, like, I'm a product of my environment. That I am not the best at anything, but I have been blessed and fortunate to be able to train with those who are, such as training jiu-jitsu with Hoist Gracie and his father, Grandmaster Elliot Gracie, training judo with Coach Uishi, training kickboxing with Dwayne Ludwig, and then even other things in my life. I'm interested in blacksmithing. Derek Kemper's a good friend of mine, also a tax client. Have you ever seen the show Forged in Fire, like the blacksmithing show?
Yeah.
He's a champion of that show. He comes to my house. I have a forge in my backyard. A guy who's a champion of the Forged in Fire show comes to my house and teaches me blacksmithing. When it comes to flying airplanes, I've flown planes with some of the greatest pilots in the world, including Dale Snodgrass, the highest time Tomcat pilot in the world. Other guys who were Thunderbirds or Eagle drivers, or I mean, like, so I mean, I've got access to amazing guys who help me with that aspect. Or when it comes to horseback riding or horse training or rodeo or bull riding, I've had really good bull riders who help me learn a little bit about bull riding, or really good horse trainers help me with that, or guys that like surfing, I'll find a guy who's really good at surfing and help me get better at that. And that's what it's about. I've not gotten really good at anything on my own. I've just been fortunate to find people who can do this. So back to your question, if I had somebody who said, hey, I will go to the Olympics in judo, I'm going to get him trained up to the point where he can hold his own at the Olympic Training Center or some other high-level gym, because it's, even if you train with me full-time every day, and I'm pretty good at that, you need more than just me.
I think that's the way it goes, though, with every boxing's the same way, I'm pretty sure. Like, you have your gym, but then you go to the training center.
Right. Like,
yeah,
I never did a fight camp for MMA here in the Eastern Shore. I did all my fight camps. I went up to the with Jeff Reese up at Gracie Nepa up there in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and I was training with all sorts of dudes who were like high-level UFC fighters. Charlie Springer, Brenneman, Jimmy Hedis, Brian Stain was there. I mean, all the guys were all pro fighters, and like I was getting my ass kicked almost every single class, where I was one of the worst guys in that room, getting the shit beat out of me. And then when it came time for my actual fights, like the guys I was fighting at the regional pro circuit, they weren't nearly as good as these dudes who were currently in the UFC at that time. So I'm like, the fuck are you? Like, I've been training with dudes who were fucking shit up in the UFC like every day. Like bring a bitch, I'll fuck you up. Like, I wasn't really like, this is the big advantage. Staying here in the Eastern Shore, beating up my own blue belts is not how you train for a higher level competition. And I don't know, man.
But you do get a lot better beating up blue belts, right?
I mean, it's fun, and you can expand your game training with lower level guys, and there is something to that you can get outside your comfort level and do things you might not normally do against a higher level guy. But thinking that you're going to beat up your white belts and blue belts is a way to train for a high level pro fight. Right. Man, I don't want to fuck your shit up, dude. But like that ain't, in my opinion, that's not how you do it. You need to be going, and
you do that in the off season, right? But when it's time to get ready. You
Right,
gotta
we're in
go
fight
there.
camp, dude. I'm going somewhere where I'm getting fucking smoked every single day, and where I'm getting worked, and I'm low man on the totem pole in that room. That's how I've, at least in my experience, how I've excelled in this game.
I think it's funny how, like, to that, like, when it's time to compete, you have to set your program to compete, and it changes. But on the off season, you're in grappling, your heavy bags are your white belts and blue belts.
It's true.
You need a body to train on.
Right.
Like, you have to have that, or you don't train.
Right.
And the heavy bag of that is white and blue belts.
And even
Right.
more, it's actually blue belts. White belts, man, there's nothing more frustrating than a white belt. I'm like, bro, like, fight me the right way. And they're just like, no, whatever. You're like it's almost hard to beat them sometimes because they're not like fighting the right way. Once they learn a little bit, and like, then I can predict what you're gonna do. Like, oh, here comes that knee. Oh, I can defend that.
Yeah.
I see what he's doing before he even knows what he's gonna do. And now he's like badly trying to fight me the right way versus a white belt who's just, which is different.
You're still just having to positionally submit them,
right?
You know, to until they stop with that shit. So boom, jiu-jitsu. Then you like, I'm not competing in jiu-jitsu. I want to fight MMA. How many fights do you have, amateur and professional?
I was 2 and 3 as an amateur, and man, my amateur career was fucking hard. God damn, dude.
Was it hard?
Dude, I fought some fucking beast motherfuckers, man. Like, I mean, like, and again, back in the day, man, I came up through a legendary league known as Combat in the Cage. And there were so many guys who went to the UFC out of that amateur league. I mean, so many dudes had like high-level pro careers, fighting Bellator, UFC. I mean, it was, and again, it was the only thing happened. It was the only amateur league in the entire Northeast. And like Ed Sue, who's like a fucking OG promoter legend. I mean, for all the old school guys know Ed Sue. And like, they were just throwing together crazy fucking cards. You have awesome dudes. You have dudes who didn't know what they're doing. And like, and then you have just some two awesome guys beat the shit of each other in the next fight. I mean, it was a hell of a fucking thing we fought it back in the day. So I did that. I went 2 and 3, and then I switched to pro, and I was 3 and 1 as a pro. I had a pretty good career. I was pretty happy with it. I would have continued on, but then I got the offer to go fly fighter jets, and
oh shit,
I was like, yeah, I like being a cage fighter, but like fighter jets was even a more elite thing. And being a 3rd generation pilot, my grandfather was a fighter pilot. My dad, actually, both my grandfathers are pilots. My father's father, who actually going to see tomorrow, Colonel Killian, 98 years old, lives at home with my grandmother, who's 96. He was a colonel in the Air Force, flew P-40 Warhawks and P-51 Mustangs. I'm his firstborn grandchild, born on his birthday. He taught me to hunt. He taught me to fish. He taught me to fly. And my dad's also a pilot, so aviation is deep in my blood. And I got the offer to join the Black Diamond Jet team as a crew chief with those guys, flying around in jets every single fucking weekend. We were on the road 40 weeks a year, and that became my full-time job. It's just on the road, maintaining jets, flying them from show to show. And that was probably the happiest, craziest, most amazing thing, like even beyond fighting and things like that. That's pretty much been about one of the highlights of my life is with that team, which looks like the team's getting back together again, and we maybe might be able to find some time to get on the road with the team again this year, coming back out to the air show circuit. They've expanded out. They've even got more jets now, including the world's only supersonic MiG-29 fighter jet, got some Alpha jets, and all of this is in support of, it's now called Polaris Dawn, and it's in support and promoting these space missions. Our team lead, Jared Rook Isaacman, is the world's only civilian spaceship commander. And he worked with SpaceX, and he kind of bought a spaceship for them, more or less. And he now flies a spaceship pass out beyond the space station in orbits for days. And the last mission did was 3 days with 3 other civilians. And I think there's a 5-day mission coming up. So it's the whole air show focus they're doing now is promoting that. So open to see if I can hopefully maybe sync up with the team and maybe get a little bit, back in the saddle with them again.
You know how you were telling me like everything you do and all these amazing people that you know in all these different realms. When you were telling me that, I was thinking that you should start a podcast too.
When? That's the first one to mention that. It's just like finding time. You know what I mean? I've got so many things going on in my life.
May I offer an angle on that?
Sure.
This conversation that's happening right now,
right?
Technically, the podcast is just an excuse for me to talk to you.
Right.
Because otherwise, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Sure.
And I'm enjoying it.
Sure.
And I think that's the point is I have conversations with people all the time
right.
that are not recorded that I love that talk.
Right.
That was a great talk. And it'd be cool to share it, and it would be cool to be able to reference that conversation in the future for myself. And then I thought about all the interesting people that I know, and a few people like had suggested the idea to me, and then I went on my friend's podcast, and I was like, I'm gonna do one too. So here we are. So you said 5 and 1 is a pro, right?
3 and 1 is a pro.
3 and 1 is a pro. And then you made the decision like, yeah, there's a lot of sacrifice to compete in fighting, and I still want to have a lot of experiences in life outside of fighting pretty much.
Yeah. So, I mean, I got the opportunity to go fly jets. And most people don't get that opportunity. I mean, it's, man, you had to be there, but like, and again, like I was low man on that totem pole. I mean, like the guys I was flying with are former Thunderbirds, the highest time Tomcat pilot in the world, Eagle drivers. I mean, all these dudes were, light years better than me. It's like, think about if Randy Couture, GSP, Roger Gracie, Vanderlei Silva, and Anderson Silva. They're like, hey, Blue, we're gonna go on the road doing like MMA clinics, whatever. You will come with us, bro, and like help us teach. You're like, I mean, yeah, but like, what do I offer? It's all right, man, dude. We like you. We think you got talent and ability, and like, just like, come with us, dude. Like, we're gonna go do this shit. You'd be like, all right, I'm in, right? Wouldn't you? You'd be like, I mean, you feel like you're out of your element. You'd be like, fuck, you're gonna get better. You know what I mean? Like, shit. I mean, that's where I was with the whole jet thing. Like, I was like, I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here. They're like, bro, man, we believe in you.
But you were honored for the invite, though. Like, how are you gonna turn that down? Like,
no, you don't say no. And I was just like, ooh, you fucking shit. Like, I was I remember the first time I grabbed hold of the stick, my first time ever in a fighter jet. First time ever. And L-39 would take off and flying with Rook, who is again now a spaceship commander. And we take off and we're flying from St. Augustine, Florida, because we had kind of some shit weather. We get over the clouds. We're going to do some demo practice down to Stewart, Florida, which is a skip down the road in a jet. We take off or whatever like that. And again, I've never been in one of these jets before. I had flown some aerobatics in World War II era, propeller, communist, Russian, Chinese, propeller-driven, like World War II era stuff. This is my first time in the jet. It's a different feel, different power, different everything. So we take off. We're in the air like not even 5 minutes. He's like, all right, your aircraft. I was like, excuse me, what? He's like, your jet. I was like, you want me to fly? I'm in the back, he's in the front. And he's like, bro, you're a pilot, right? I was like, legally speaking, yes. And he's like, cool. He's like, tuck up underneath Jive's wing. Jive was in the heat. He goes, tuck up underneath Jive's wing, flies formation, get us down to Stewart, Florida. I was like, you gotta just grab hold of this fighter jet. I was like, oh my God. And then I like, and not just flying it, I'm like, what? And I put it right underneath our lead's wing. And I'm like in formation, like wingtip to
That's
wingtip,
crazy.
flying like the information in a fighter jet. Like, and I've been in this jet for 5 minutes. And I'm like, holy fuck, this is how this team goes. And it's like, that's the education that I got. It was, holy shit, it was amazing. Like,
was it like driving a Lambo after like being in an Oldsmobile?
Yeah, I mean, it's man, it's the most fun you can have with your clothes on. I almost to tell you,
Yeah,
like it's of all the things I've gotten to do, like flying with this team and the experience I've had and things we've gone, and even more, it worked with my MMA. That so we traveled, get 40 plus weeks a year all around the country, even up to Canada, just traveling, flying, and Friday night we usually had a PR event where we had to go, and like some town thing or whatever like that. There'd be a big party or whatever, and they introduced us because we're the Anchor Jet team. It was required to attend. I was dismissed and allowed to dip out and not attend that event because I wanted to fight. And everywhere we fucking went, I go to the local gym. I'm like, "What's up? Let's go!" And I fought every fucking weekend. And sometimes I went to be a little local gym or whatever like that, and just fucking run the mats. Other times, like we're in Vegas, I go to Extreme Couture, training with Forrest Griffin, Robert Drysdale, Amir Sadala, Great Maynard, fucking whoever like that. And I'd be in the pro fucking room with all the high level studs. Like a lot of bigger cities just have like a couple UFC fighters here and there.
Yeah.
And I find these guys, I seek them out, and I give a phone call, email, whatever. Like, hey, I'm Cowboy Killian. I'm in town with the air show, flying jets or whatever. I'm also a pro fighter. Can I get in with you guys? They'd be like, fuck yeah, dude, come train. And
how'd you do?
I mean, win some, lose some, learn some. You know what I mean? And I was just learning on the road for like 5 years with this jet team, traveling and training and fighting all around the fucking country. Like,
but when you started popping in on places where it's like the elite, right?
Right.
You felt good training with them?
I did. One of my
awesome.
favorite moments when I was in. Here's a fun story. So, we were in Wendover, Utah. You ever seen the movie Con Air? Yeah, Con Air.
Con Air? I haven't seen that. No.
You need to get up with the movie, son. That's a great movie.
All right.
So
I'll watch it. We're big movie people, my wife.
Fucking awesome movie. Nicolas Cage, fucking great movie. Anyhow, this is an abandoned desert airport where the one plane crashes or whatever. And in the real life place where it was actually Wendover, Utah. So we were doing this air show in the middle of the salt flats in Wendover. And our next show was supposed to be Traverse City, Michigan. So we had a couple day layover. So instead of going back home for a couple of days off, we flew our jets, like napping the earth right off the deck all the way down to Vegas. And we had like 4 days just to blow off into Vegas and just have fun and party like fucking rock stars in Vegas. We had this awesome villa. It was, dude, I have to show you videos of the place we stayed at.
Yeah, send them to me.
It was absolutely like you wouldn't believe it unless you saw it. Like, I mean, rock star fucking level suites with their own private pool and a barber salon, a shop in the room. It was amazing. Anyhow, so we're in Vegas, staying there for a few days. I decided to go train at Extreme Couture. So I hung out with the guys. I'm like, hey, I'm Cowboy Killian. Can you go train with you guys? Like, yeah, come on over. So I tell the guys, like, hey, I'm gonna go like train at Extreme Couture. Like, oh shit, like Forrest Griffin was the current champ. He was there. So we like, let's go. So we had our own the casino which they provided us our own private Bentley limo. So I took the elevator from our room down to the back cave underneath where our limo was waiting. And me and my entire team, we rolled to Extreme Couture. And I get out of the limo. I got my entire entourage. We're all wearing Black Diamond Jet Team like swag. We're all dressed the same, whatever. And I was like, I'm here to train. And like, I see dudes like looking out the window, like, who the fuck is this guy? I'm like, oh shit, man. I look like, and this is before Conor McGregor was on the scene, but I look like that kind of like, oh shit, a baller. And I'm not. Like, I'm just like a dude that just happened to be like rolling in like that because that's how we travel in that town. Yeah. So I got full entourage guys. They just want to see me train. So I get put in the pro room and like, dude, these boys are bringing it to me. And I hold my own. I kind of did okay. So I get put in the cage with Robert Drysdale. And Robert Drysdale, world-class grappler. I mean, world-class grappler. But his striking's like, whatever. Not the mind's that great. But like, so we get in there, like, we just start banging. We're fucking, again, it's sparring. It's not trying to kill each other. But these boys go hard. So we're back, blah, 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 blah. Hold my own, my feet, boom, 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 boom. And I catch him back onto the wall, boom, lower level, shoot, double leg, take him down. I got him smash against the fence. And he throws on a guillotine choke. And that bitch was tight. But I heard they're like 30-second whistle, whatever like that. I was like, fuck it, I ain't tapping. I just fucking keep grinding. It's tight. I can't see anything like that. I'm just in like the lobby, the waiting room, going to sleep. And the whistle goes, I stand up like that. So, next round of step, I look at him and I just went like this and went, like, I won that round. You know what I mean? Like, so we got the second round and he sells me like 4 fucking times the second round. He's like fucking raw, takes me down and like working pretty good. Anyhow, after we get done fighting, he's like, yo, man, like, who the fuck are you? I was like, oh, I'm Cowboy Killian, whatever, I'm down for the, whatever, just for a few days. He's like, holy shit, dude. He's like, your top pressure, your side control is like beam smooth. I was like,
yeah,
thanks, it's big. I'm kind of really good. I feel like strong on top. He's like, listen, man. He's like, Forrest I got a private lesson with Forrest after class, and the thing we were working on is Forrest is having trouble getting out of bottom side control. He's like, do you have time? Could you do a private lesson with us? I was like, say what? He's like, I mean, I would really appreciate it. If you'd like to do me a solid, like, I'm a gym here, like anytime that you come train with me, whatever like that, I'd repay the favor. I'm like, I mean, if you want, I would. My boys took the limo back. I was like, after I was training, I was like, hey, I gotta like do a private lesson. So they took the limo back to the hotel and then sent the limo back to pick me up.
Yo, but did that surprise you though?
It did surprise me.
Why?
And I was like, I was really.
Did it surprise you that he asked for a lesson, or did it surprise you that yo, you was fucking me up, like you shit. That sucked. That part sucked.
I mean, yeah, but when I was on top working him, I was like controlling the fight. You know what I mean?
Right.
When I was on top, and then like, I mean, Robert Drysdale, he's definitely light years ahead of I am in jiu-jitsu, and he was able to sub me several times. But like,
Right.
I made me feel good that he's like, yo, like,
Right.
I mean, he had a whole room full of killers at Extreme Couture, and he's like, yo, he's like, you, that guy I have never met before, would you stay and like do a fucking private lesson with me and Forrest? Because like, you got that, and that's what I'm good at. I'm good at that top pressure. That's what we teach our gym. Take down, be on top, impose your will. And like, that's what I'm good at. And he's like, that's what Forrest needs to work on, is getting smashed on the bottom. Can you smash Forrest Griffin for an hour? I was like, cool. And then we're doing that. And Forrest got a little like mad, not at me, just the situation. Like, fuck. He like trying to get it. He was getting mad. He couldn't get out. And Robert tries to, he's like, that's why I brought this dude in, man. Like, he's like really fucking good. If you like deal with this shit, he's big, he's strong, he's powerful, like deal with it. He's like, that's why I want this dude just to fucking smash you for the next hour. And if Forrest, I mean, he got out, but every time he got out, it's like right back in, smash him. I just like started on top. It was just smashing Forrest Griffin for a fucking hour. And
Man,
like,
that's fun.
yeah, it was fun. I did do some striking during class with Forrest Griffin. When
Yeah.
that dude kicks you, it feels like getting hit with a Louisville fucking slugger. God damn. That boy got some leg kicks.
I was gonna say that's lit though. So fuck.
Look,
I try not to cut people off. And then
that's the story. Yeah, that's it. That's the story.
That's really cool. So that, what year was that?
2011, 2010, 2011. Probably, I think 2011, probably 2011 or 2012, whenever Forrest was the champ. About 2011, 2012, somewhere in there.
Cool. And then you got done with the fighter jets, and then what, became an accountant? I mean,
I've always been, that's the crazy thing, man. I'm also a third generation accountant. My grandfather's accountant, my father's an accountant. I'm an accountant. My little brother's an accountant. Like, so that's always been the back burner family trade. Like, we've kind of always been doing that. And when I was flying full time, they definitely kind of back burnered it more. And it's kind of, even when I was fighting professionally, I done accounting. It's kind of like always how I pay my bills. But now that I'm on the backside, and even more now that I'm a husband and a father, and things like that, like accounting is like the daily grind. 7 days a week we go hard. It's how I make the money. It's how I can afford to do the other things I like to do.
Yeah, I'm very financially motivated. How American are you on a scale of 1 to 10?
12, 14, somewhere in there.
So is it like God, family, country for you?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
So you're into God.
Oh yeah. My first date with my wife was in church.
Nice.
Yeah, and I'm religious. I'm church-going religious guy. That said, my religion is my own. You know what I mean? Like I'm not not preachy, and like, if you have,
Are you like Bible-based belief system?
you know what I mean? So I'm Catholic. I believe in the Bible and Jesus, and all the other good stuff. But I'm not. I don't believe that my faith is the only faith. You know what I mean? That like. I'm not like, oh, well, you're a Protestant, so you're burning in hell. I'll be like, there's I think I've studied a lot of world religions, both, recreationally and academically. I think.
What do you think about the godlessness in America?
Oh, hold on 1 second. Catch a door. 1 second there. It's not the godlessness of America.
Like
it's
anti-God in this country.
It's not even the godlessness; it's the immorality of America.
Yeah,
and you can be godless, you can be atheist or agnostic, and still be a moral person. And I think it's not that, but I think there's
I think it's harder to be moral without God, don't you?
For some people, it is. You know what I mean? Like I have lots of friends who are atheists or agnostic or aren't Christian. You know what I mean? Whether they're Jewish or Muslim or Buddhist or whatever have you, and then they still have a morality in them. And
But what's it based on, though?
And that's the thing. Everybody's morality is based in different places. Some people, their morality is based in religion. Other, the morality is based in lawfulness. Or human nature. Everybody kind of has their own center, and that's different natures of religion. But I think there is a lot of embracing of immorality in America, and it is concerning. You know what I mean? And that's an entirely, oh man, you get down a rabbit hole on that. But we do see a lot of that, whether you look at the drug use or laziness and not working, or the mass shooting. Not even just the mass shootings are a tip of the iceberg. I mean, it's just the daily lawlessness and the disrespect for the value of life. Mass shootings are a blip in just the daily carnage that happens. Whether I just saw right before we got in, I saw some guy in Philadelphia just got in a little tussle, thrown off the platform and run over by a subway. Jesus Christ. Just saw that today before we started chatting.
That's a horrible way to go.
Horrible way to go. And then you just see these things. And again, maybe it always was that way. And now just the internet, we're all exposed to it a little bit more than we should be. But
well, this country, here's the thing. If you're born here, you got it so good.
They're right.
You got it so good. Number one. And what happens with humans is the first thing we need about, food, water, shelter. Okay, that's taken care of, right? Then what? Okay, then you got to get some goals, right? Okay, then you got to start connecting with people, and now you're building relationships, but they're like level 1 relationships, right? And then you start building deeper relationships and connections with other humans, and then there's all this shit, but then all of a sudden you got all that squared away, and you might got it good, and now you're fucked up in your head though, right? Because what now? And people start to bug out, and I think that's where I think if there's good and bad, I think there's good and evil. Then when you hit that point, it's like find God, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because how you gonna stay in alignment with what's good in life? How are you gonna continue to be able to decide? And especially as you get older too, you see more, and it's like I think for me, if I didn't believe in God, if I didn't have that belief system, dude, I'd be such a piece of shit. I mean,
I know a lot of people who claim to believe in God are still pieces of shit. You know what I mean? So
I do too, but they're not. But they say that, right?
sure,
People say they can fight too.
that true.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, we'll see how that goes. We'll see if you can fight or not. You know, and we're gonna see that through the action.
I believe idle hands are the tool of the devil. I'm from Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, which is famously home of the Amish. And I remember one thing, my father's said a lot of wise things that have kind of set with me. And one thing my father, I remember him saying, he's like, do you know why the Amish shun electricity and modern technology? I was like, no. He's like, it's not because they think electricity is evil or cars are evil or internet's evil, things like that. It's like because it facilitates things and and it speeds up life too much. It makes things too easy. I could be driving down the road where I'm from, and on the left-hand side of the road, I've got a modern farmer with a $500,000 combine just running rows of crops in his big, huge modern machine. And literally, the other side of the road right here is some 14-year-old Amish kid with an 8-wide mule hitch and just plowing the fields row for row, keeping up with the guy over there. And these Amish men, they're up before dawn. They go to bed after dark. They're working twice as long, twice as hard as their, as if you're not Amish or English, as to say, as their English counterparts over there, and just to keep up. And these guys don't have time to be getting on the internet, fucking around looking at stupid shit or fighting about this or worried about that or worried about that. Like, they're all the hustle and flow. And the only time that they got off is Sunday. That's to pray and give thanks and have a meal with their community. And then they're back on that flow again. They go like that every single day. Is that a better way of life? I don't know. It's their way of life. I say I'm not one to judge it. But I do think it somehow leads to where we're at today, where people need to create their own drama, their own troubles, their own problems, where they have these other needs still.
That's
food, shelter, and housing, and things like this. So I need to create that. Oh, I'm a demisexual, gender fluid, something, another, blah 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 blah, and these are my problems. And like I'm like, bro, man, I guarantee that, as they say, first world problems. Like they don't have these fucking struggles in other countries where they're struggling, actually fucking struggling to get by on the daily. Like, and I think some people create their own roadblocks, their own problems from happiness and self-actualization just because they're fucking bored, man. And if you really,
the hyperachievers don't have that problem. You don't have that problem.
No.
You know, but you're constantly accomplishing shit.
You know, if you want to create problems in life, if you need to find that struggle, go to a fight gym. You're gonna find a struggle every fucking day. Some fucking dude gonna fuck your shit up, whether striking, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, whatever like that. Go there. There's my problems every day. I'm trying to figure out how to deal with the fucking. Again, I'm getting older. I'm 44. I'm dealing with some 22-year-old young bucks coming in here. I'm trying to deal with that explosive athleticism and things like that. It's a challenge as I'm getting older.
How do you deal with that looking forward? You know, like the next 5-10 years. Like, how do you? I guess how do you like over time taper off, right? Because bro, like risk reward in that situation, like don't you just send, you know, one of your students to go ahead and give that work to that guy? Because you know what, like if I had to, I'm sure I would put my money on me.
Listen,
but you know, we're not gonna do that live shit with that guy anymore. Like, how does that go for you?
Even Palpatine had Darth Vader. I mean, can I force lightning a motherfucker every now and again? Sure. But you know what? Send your Darth Vader in there. Let him fucking shit up. Every now and again, you put a hood on, you come down there like, wow. And like, you do that, wow. They're like, holy shit. Like, like, holy shit, cowboy, fuck this shit up. But yeah, you gotta flex them every now and again. But most of the time, I'm building my own Vaders, man. I got my guys going out there wrecking shit. I got my Matterfords and all these guys that I build up who, one, fuck shit, two, are fucking loyal, man. They're my boys, and like they'll fucking wreck shit for me that I don't have to. You know, again, I still hold my own. Don't get me wrong. It's like, what's the old country song? I'm not as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was. Listen, man, like, we'll fuck around and find out, bro. some people still. Like I said, I ain't got 5 rounds in me, but like you ain't getting
But
past
the mindset, right? You gotta have that, even if it's a little delusional. Like you gotta have that shit keeps us alive, man.
Listen, I don't have 5 rounds in me today,
Yeah,
but 98% of people ain't getting out of the first with me anyway. So
right.
fuck it. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of where it's at. As I get older, you know what I mean? Like where am I going to be in 20 years when I'm 64? You know, like I said, that's why I'm building this generation. I got my youth team, and I've got, you know, my young guys coming up or like that. And that's my army that I'm building. That's gonna back my play. And
That's your legacy, man.
right, it is.
I think it's awesome. I love that. So tax season's coming up. I guess you're about to get busy.
I'm always busy. You know, it
Yeah.
used to be like, oh, tax season's coming and now I'm gonna get busy again. Now I'm gonna get busy again. Like it doesn't slow down. You know,
You have year-round work. Oh, I guess people do quarterly and stuff.
it's not just quarterly, it's payroll processing and taxes go year round and extensions and everybody needs to show us delinquent as fuck and catch up on back taxes and starting new companies and there's more to it than that. It's no secret. I have the most amazing little girl in the entire world. And again, my accounting firm was a little slow getting started. And I wasn't always 100% focused on it. But, you know, as those girls coming, I literally got down on my knees and prayed. I was like, hey, God, like, you know, I could really use some help here. Like, I've been in the place, you know, we're starting building my own firm where it wasn't a full-time effort with me. So, you know, like in the fall, again, this time of year, be tight for tax season, trying to cover my bills and a little bit on my knees. Like, God, I could really use some extra work. You could send to me. And God was like, oh, did you want work, asshole? Pretty good, Dick. I was like, fuck. And the phone doesn't stop ringing. And just like, I can barely keep up. And again, there's worse problems to have in life.
And it's your own business, right?
Oh, yeah, it's my company.
Man, that's awesome.
As I say, death and taxes. You know what I mean? Like, I will not run out of work. I mean, like this taxation and things like that. And I don't pretend to love accounting. I'm good at it. I've been doing it for 20-some years now. You know what I mean? I'll be pretty good at it.
Is it easy for you? Is it easy?
Yeah, it's just a thing. And again, back to I'm blessed to have my father in my corner, and then, you know, his dad taught his dad taught me. And like, I have my own company. My dad has his own firm. My brother has his own firm. Like, we all have our own firms. But at the same time, I can handle 95% of shit is my desk. I got it. And, you know, again, there's something a little nuanced or like that. Pick up the phone, call my boss, like, yeah, you know, Dad, hey, Dad, what's up, man? You know, there's one little thing. You put me in the right direction on it instead of me spending 4 hours researching tax law and some nuanced thing or whatever. I've got that somebody who's going to speed me up through things. And again, like, who do you know who can help you out, who can mentor you in life and get you a little bit faster through some of the bullshit? And he said, like, hey, instead of you wasting an entire half a day researching some nuanced situation, I've got that. But that's like, oh, yeah, I built that like 8 years ago. I had the same situation. Here's how I handle this. Let's say you copy that tax return, how I did that paperwork, boom, boom, boom. Flow chart off of that. Cool. Thanks. Appreciate it.
That's lit, man. That's lit that you have that family there like that.
My family's good. My family's like
that's a blessing.
My dad talked to almost every day. My dad's one of my best friends in life. I love my mother to death. You know, she's the one who introduced me to horses and riding and whatnot. And my mom.
Are they together too, huh?
Yeah, they're
it's awesome.
Forever. Yeah, they've been married since they were 23. You know, they've been together since they were very young and still together and happy and in love, and things are wonderful. But they created a very strong, positive family for us. Very tight with, you know, my brother, even though he lives in New Zealand. I talked to him and his kids and his wife, virtually through like the, you know, Facebook portal and whatnot on the good bit. My little sister lives in Florida. She's a full-time horse trainer. She'll be up. I'll see her tomorrow. She's flying up here to Pennsylvania. We're going to go see my grandparents. My mother's mother, my nana, will see her tomorrow. And then my dad's parents, Colonel Killian, who taught me to fly, and his wife, my grandma, we're going to see them on Sunday. And say just my family, very, very, very tight on family. Like that's just family togetherness. We fucking fight. My family fights. We yell, blah, 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 blah. And then we put it behind it. And then we just, at the end of the day, like, we're family, and like we have our arguments, we have our whatever like that, but we know how to just drop that shit and move the fuck on and like have each other's backs no matter what. That's
Man, family's everything, dude. Like
that's everybody
getting shredded out here too. Like the family, you know, the families in America, right? Like it's getting ripped up, and it's sad.
Yeah, you get on a philosophical.
Like I feel bad for people. Like a lot of people, they're not even having. That's why they're out here going crazy too. Like, man, you don't even have, like, when you have all those people that love you, dog, to sit there and make sure you stay in a good trend. Everyone comes together. That's a lot of energy coming around, and like people don't have that, and it's just like,
and people don't have family, they don't even have friends, and I'm not knocking anybody who needs psychological help, because I do believe in therapy and for those who need it. But in my opinion, therapy, psychology, things like that is for those who don't have a family or friends network. And I think we're seeing that with the disintegration of the nuclear family unit, these bonds, of generational marriage and the tightness of family togetherness, and even more with the lack of real world friends. Everything's, and again, I'm on Facebook as much as anybody else, but like the online fucking bullshit friendships are not real friendships. And that's the one thing we offer, again, bringing it back to the gym, is togetherness. Like, and again, and my guys at the gym, we're not just together at the gym. I put out there, and people know, like, I throw events, like get-togethers. We have parties at my ranch. I bring the whole team to my house for Christmas parties and get-togethers, and we go out, and like, I'm not just a team of guys who just beat each other up, but we're like, and I see these young guys or girls or whoever, that they're looking for a sense of belonging, a sense of community. And whether you find that with a fight team or with your church or with rec basketball or whatever, whatever, it's like, you need to fucking find that. And people are just online. Again, man, fucking online video games are fun. I'm not knocking that. That's the fucking thing. Man, play some online games, but like, that's not a substitute for a real world interaction. And missing that. And I think that's a lot of the disconnect and
it's a supplement. It's a good supplement because, you know, there's people in real life that are not really a friend. You know, we've all been there. We've all had those friends that friends.
But I think it's easier to dehumanize each other online and virtually.
Isn't that crazy?
In the real world.
Isn't that crazy? People talk all that shit that they wouldn't talk.
Right. But but like,
shit they talk.
When I'm in the room, people get real quiet real fast.
Rooms are always quieter in person than they are online, man. Online is crazy. I think like psychologically, those are America's biggest issues. I think physically, our border is number one.
Oh man, that's a problem. And again,
number one. Fix any one thing, the border.
And it's no secret. I'm the only white guy in my household. My entire family's Mexican. My daughter's Mexican. My wife's from Mexico. My stepkids are from Mexico. My mother-in-law is here. She was 6 months out of the year. She doesn't speak English. Like, my entire family's Mexican. So I am I do bilingual accounting. About 30% of my client base are immigrants, and I help them
good Spanish.
I studied Spanish for 7 years in school. I'm decently fluent.
I am also decently fluent in Spanish.
My daughter's in bilingual school. Like, she's in. She has two teachers. One teacher only speaks her in Spanish. The other teacher speaks her in English, and she'll learn like different. Like, math is only taught in Spanish to my daughter. Like, we're big on bilingual education here, and I'm a huge fan of that. A huge fan of the Latino community. Huge fan, of the culture, things like that. That said, you're not a country without borders. You know what I mean? Like, and you just can't allow anybody to come here without any regulation, anything like that. Like, I do firmly believe that, and even more, we do need to streamline the process. We need to allow people. Nobody wants to be an illegal immigrant. We need to create more 300,000, 500,000 permanent Homeland Security jobs that are processing people, but to make sure we're keeping the pieces of shit out. I don't want the fucking child sex predators.
They are pouring into this country
I don't
every day from all over the world.
there
the
are lots of
Mexican
people
border.
who want to come here for good reasons, and even more, if you're going to come here again, back to my career, I help a lot of these immigrants who, quite a few of them are illegal, obtain what's called an ITIN, an individual taxpayer identification number, because they're here doing construction or landscaping, or whatever are you, to pay taxes. And that's kind of how, as an American, I'm like, listen, if you're here, you have to pay taxes, because goddamn, I got to pay taxes too. Your kids go to schools, you're driving on these public roads, like, pay your fucking taxes. Like, I mean, I hate paying taxes, but like, you don't think you're gonna come to this country and reap the benefits and not fucking kick in like the rest of us have to. So respect to my client base who's in here, like, they're not getting fucking free money, they're paying in, and like, good on them. And like, you're kind of helping them, pay their taxes, at least kick into the system. But there needs to be, man, listen, I don't have the one size fits all solution to the border, but we can't tolerate unrestricted, unchecked, unfettered, unregulated.
You see the shit that goes on, though.
Right.
That's crazy.
That can't be allowed. But it needs to be regulated for sure.
Dude, did you hear Tim Kennedy on his experience at the border?
No, I didn't. The guy's interesting. What did he say?
Dude, he's saying that the level of inhumane disaster and brutality that's going on at the border is equivalent to the exit of Afghanistan.
Wow. You would know. That's terribly sad.
And I don't know how, and I'm not going to sit here and get all graphic, but I don't know how much you know about that exit.
Oh, it was a shit show.
So, I mean, and because he was there for that too, dude. Tim Kennedy, bro. Wow. He was there for that too, and so I heard all about that. But then the border, dude, it's they're pouring in, and they're pouring in, like the cartels are pouring in, and then men are pouring in from countries around the world right now.
You're right, and from general American perspective, anything south of Texas is Mexico. Everything. Honduras is Mexico. Belize is Mexico. Colombia is
from
Mexico.
Nigeria, they're coming through Mexico.
Right, but say like it's these aren't just they aren't just Mexicans coming. And again, I know specifically through my client base, a lot of these immigrants that are coming through are not Mexicans. They're Guatemalans. They're whatever. The
Salvadorians,
from very far south of the border coming through. Sweetheart, let's see. Push. Let's see the most important thing in my life. Come here. I'm interview. Come here. You can say hi. This is the most important thing in my life.
Hello.
What's your name?
How you doing?
What's your name? Say it loud. What's your name? Victoria. Let me see.
Is it Latoya?
Victoria. Right. This is the most important thing in my entire world right here. What?
Baby Jesus.
Oh, the baby Jesus. So it says
Hey,
Day of the Saints. It's a Mexican holiday today. Dia de los Reyes.
You got him in the cake.
Right. Again, this is back to the Mexican culture thing that you just celebrating Dia de los Reyes, which is a big Mexican religious holiday when the day that the three kings arrived to see the baby Jesus, whatever. So she's not celebrating that. And what baby? Oh, you got a little surprise? That's very nice. So yeah, again, we're very, very much encouraging her to stay in touch with her Mexican cultural roots. These things are very, very and it's the Mexican Catholic cultural roots, both both culture and religion are very combined down there. And again, I'm a huge fan of the Latino Mexican community and whatnot. But again, you're not a nation without borders as well.
No way, man. No way, because we got to keep our houses safe. We got to keep our kids safe.
Right. And the one priority is keeping this one safe. Right.
And that's it. And I do. And here's the thing on the other end, right? Like, we have room here for people, though.
Sure.
That's the thing. It's not like we don't have room. We do have room. We're not a hotel that's booked out. We're not. There's room, right? It's just like, man, there's got to be a better way
You got to get people
to
assigned
get
to
the
the
good
room.
people
You can't-
that
is
want to
it
come here and
hotel?
want to work hard and want to embrace
Right.
America.
What
You
is
know?
amazing? You talk about hotel. When you go to a hotel, do you just walk in and just go to whatever room you want to go to?
No.
You go to the front desk. You
Yeah,
check in.
you gotta
You
go
give them
check
your information. They give you your key to the room. They tell you
Yeah.
what floor you're at. You know what I mean? You got your reservation. Like you don't just waltz into a hotel. I'm here and just take a room. That's not how that
Mhm.
shit works. Same
Mhm.
concept. You know what I mean? Like,
You
listen,
gotta pay too.
and you gotta pay.
Right.
Right.
You gotta pay. You gotta
pay your
pay.
taxes. You gotta check in. You gotta go through the process.
And maybe you can pay on the back end. You know, maybe we can take a little up front and you pay on like maybe the and again, like I do want people to be able to come here. It's just like you don't want, and you're gonna get a little bad with the good, but it's like there's a lot of who knows.
Right. There's
And the sex trafficking. Did you say? Oh, sorry.
no, absolutely. Yeah, you can say it.
But you know the movie Sound of Freedom. Did you see that?
I did see that. Yes.
See what I'm saying?
Right.
Look at that.
Right. I say like there's
That's going on.
the system, and again, on all the one side blaming anybody. The people coming here could be a little bit more regulated, and we can improve our system. Here's a personal anecdote. My wife didn't see her mother for 11 years. Now, my mother-in-law, she just saw her walk into upstairs.
Right.
She lives with us for about 5 months out of the year every year, and we're. I'm gonna tell you, that woman is why I'm fat. My mother-in-law cooks all day, every day, feeds me, takes care of me, watches the kids. Love that woman to death. I mean, I'm the only dude who's sad when his mother.
Got it good, bro.
Yeah, I'm the only guy who's sad when his mother-in-law goes home after 5 or 6 months. I mean, like, she's an amazing woman, takes the best care of her family. But sadly, my wife didn't see her mother for 11 years because her mother couldn't even get a tourist visa to come visit here until, sadly, my mother-in-law's sister, my wife's aunt, died, and she got a humanitarian visa to come in for the funeral. And so she came into the funeral to Los Angeles to see for her sister's funeral. And then while she was in the States, took a domestic flight, bounced over here to the Eastern Shore. I had to meet her for the first time. And then she went back to Mexico. And because she came in and went back, they're like, oh, you came back. Okay, you're not trying to sneak in. So boom, here you go. Now you have a permanent tourist visa. And she's back and forth for like 5-6 months a year, every single year. And it's wonderful. But it took, sadly, her own sister dying until she could get into the immigration visa, whatever pipeline, that she could even come visit her own daughter in the United States. That's sad.
Yeah, it is sad. It is sad. So that's why I wanted to mention that, because it's not just about like, hey, shutting it out. Like we gotta do better on both ends, you know, because she shouldn't have to go through that either. Right? She shouldn't have to do that. Like, come on. Like, let's fix that part too. There's two parts to this, but it's that make the one part of people coming here. Like, we accept people here. So,
right.
What do you think of Sean Strickland?
This is how out of the loop I am. I had no idea who the fuck Sean Strickland was until he was fighting for the title.
Man, what a dude.
He's interesting. Like, I'm just kind of like, I've never watched tournament jiu-jitsu, and I really don't watch UFC much anymore.
No,
I
don't either. I watch it though, but not like I used to.
I'm too busy chasing my own dreams to watch other guys chase theirs. And again, I love those guys getting on doing the thing, whatever. But like, I got my own shit to do, man. Like, the sport of MMA is oversaturated. I can't follow fucking the Contender Series and the Ultimate Fighter and an event every Saturday night, and then this Friday thing. I'm like, bro, I got shit to go. I got shit to do, man. I'm living my own life.
Yeah.
So I never even heard of this Strickland guy until he was fighting for the title. That's it. I think he put on a good performance, and I've seen some of the, now he's getting a little bit more hype in all media. I've seen some of the outlandish things he says. Some of the shit's funny. Some of the shit's truthiness. Some of the stuff, as the Diaz brothers like to say. By the way, side note, Nate Diaz was actually came to a bachelor party, which is kind of fucking
wow.
Fun. But as my boy Nate Diaz says, sell wolf tickets. You know what I mean? And like, you do need to say some crazy outlandish things to with the crowd maximus, to keep the crowd hyped, to keep the people whether they love you or they hate you, at least they're talking about you, because that's how you get paid. That's how that's your job. Again, you asked about a while back how I talk about the mental aspect or whatever to my fighters. I'm always tell them, don't forget, this sport is part professional wrestling, and you can't just show up, whoop the shit out of a guy, and then go back to the locker room. You need to create a persona. You need to say some things. You need to do whatever that's engaging and whatnot. To the point whereas I am who the fuck am I? I'm a cowboy. You know what I mean? Like, say, you think I'm gonna sit down and do an interview with you and not have my fucking hat on? Like, the fuck is that? You know what I mean? Like, there's
brand.
It's right. It's like Hulk Hogan showing up without his mustache. You know what I mean? There's certain expectations of who you present yourself. All right, like, and you can't fake it. You know what I mean? It can't be like, oh, that's not who I really am. But it's the embellishment of who you really are. And I think that's what some of these guys miss in some of these fights or whatever, that a lot of this is sports entertainment. And we are saying some things and being outlandish or whatever like that, just to kind of keep the crowd engaged and make it more exciting, to put the drama in the fight or whatever. And that's fun. So, you know, I suspect that some of these things that Strickland is saying are even more. And again, there's a balance level. I think Strickland's fun. I think he says some cool stuff. And then you have, what's his fucking name? Who's the MAGA fucking Cody? Was it that Cody?
No, Kobe.
Right. Kobe
Covington.
Right. He's, you know what I mean? Like, he's over the top. He's, and like that's not even fun. It's just like he's not doing good character. He's a poor man's Chael Sonnen. Chael Sonnen, is the end all be all gold standard of trolling, saying hilarious, funny shit.
He's the GOAT.
Engaged.
Yeah.
Chael Sonnen is forever like the person I hold above all of how you like sell your fights. God, I love Uncle Chael. Like,
Connor used to be funnier. Chael held his shit for longer. Connor's like not as funny anymore because he started like getting kind of weird and shit.
Who?
Connor.
I never thought Connor was funny. I never thought
he was at first. I still think he is, but not.
I mean, I don't know. Like, yeah, he's kind of what I mean. He did. I give him credit. He said some crazy shit, and he did back it up in the beginning. So I give him credit. I didn't find him that as engaging. I honestly, I don't think anybody has been as engaging of a fighter as Chael for just like his on the mic skill set. He's the red belt. He's it, man. Like,
he is for sure.
Fucking amazing.
Yeah, unarguably, like the GOAT on the, especially like the original too. Like,
right. He's it on the mic, man. That guy. Oof, man. I've studied his technique.
You did, huh?
Yeah, I would absolutely take a shit talk seminar from Chael Sonnen. He's like, I'm gonna teach you how to say some cool shit. I would go to that seminar if he's gonna teach you how to talk shit.
Dude, I think he'd make a lot of money off of that idea.
Yeah.
You know, sell that. I think a lot of people would buy that.
I would.
I think that's a product right there.
Oh yeah, it's a thing, man. Learning how to present. Again, I do talk to my fighters about that. You know, like, hey, you need to set up like whether a website or just a Facebook athlete page or a different Instagram feed. You know, just for your fight career. You know, that people can follow that, and you know that is your training and this and the other, and you know, talk about your sponsors and who's promoting you, and like there is a whole business side of it. As much as I particularly as a coach, the gym is not a business to me, but truly the only time I've made money in this fight game is as a professional fighter through purses and sponsorships and contracts and things like that. It's the only money I've ever made in this is fighting professionally and selling the Cowboy Killian brand.
Yeah, I mean that's key because it's not just in fighting, right? We're in this age of social media, but it's not even social media anymore. You have content and you have content consumers and content creators, And we all consume content, right? So it's really about just being strategic about how much and what type of content you consume, and then how committed are you to creating content. And I think that part should also be based on what your goals are for your business, for your brand, when you're looking to scale your brand, because that's how you're going to make money no matter what you're doing is
Right.
scaling your brand. And there's never been a way to do that like there is now.
Sure.
With the platforms and
Sure.
and now there's like AI and shit. So it's like,
you hear a trade secret. So before every single one of my fights, I would always find out my, whether it's online or email like that. I find a way to private or direct message my opponent, and I shoot them pretty much the same form letter. And I'd be like, hello, how are you? My name is Kevin Killian. I understand we're scheduled to fight at this date at this event. So I want to let you know that I absolutely respect you as an opponent and an athlete. That said, we are in the entertainment business, and I'm going to try to promote this fight. I'm going to try to hype this up because we do get commissions on ticket sales. I'm going to sell tickets and help you sell tickets. So, if you're good with it, I'd like to really promote this fight. Let's hype this up. Let's get online. If, a little bit of trash talk would be good, and say, I'm going to keep your family's name, your kid's name out of my mouth. It's not go there. And if anything I say you feel crosses a line, privately message me. I'll walk that shit back or whatever like that and make sure it doesn't do that.
Call me probably, right? Like call me. Like
let me know.
I prefer to have these conversations because I don't want that because they can screenshot, right? I don't want to get like caught being the one to reach out.
I don't use screenshot that shit because again, man, like this is a show, dude. It's the entertainment side of it. I'm like, he's like, you got a problem with this? Let me know, but like, let's talk some shit. Let's hype this up. Get a line. Tell your friends and fans like how you're gonna fuck me up. And tag me in it, and I'll jump in on that post and be like, "Yo, man, fuck you! I'm gonna choke you out, bitch." Blah 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 blah. And and again, what I hope is at the end of this fight, I always say at the end of this fight, it's like, however this goes, I hope we can have a drink as friends and brothers. Yeah. And like everyone's hitting me back, like, "Fuck yeah, dude, let's go, let's sell this shit." I've had a drink. I can fucking call every single dude I've ever fucking fought, amateur or professionally. I can call right now, text on the phone, holler at him, like, "How you doing, brother? What's going on?" Like it's business, man. It's fucking business. I don't fucking hate these dudes out fighting. Now, I might say that to the crowd. I might try to hype that up and whatever. And, when we're in there, if he dies, he dies. You know what I mean? Like, when I'm fighting, I'm fucking fighting, dude. I mean, like, that's like, there's not like, this ain't pro wrestling where I'm doing, the fight is the fight. Like, that shit is fucking as real as it gets.
Well, no, you fight like your life depends on it because it does.
Right. I know my heart. I know my heart what every Roman gladiator felt walking into the Coliseum. Yeah. That fear, that I'm putting it all on the fucking line right now. And if the referee wouldn't stop the fight, I will murder a motherfucker. No bad intentions. Sorry that happened. I will kill somebody in the ring. Like that's not a. That's
okay. But look, when you see they're out clean, though, you're not gonna stop.
Dude, there's no stop. It's a referee. No, there's
okay,
no stop.
But don't you see? But we see it a lot. Like we see.
I see the walk-off knockoffs. I've seen that. You know what? That ain't me. I'm killing you until the fucking like that's. I'm sorry, but like that's just I respect. I see those clean, walk-off knockouts. He catch one like that. That ain't me, dude. Like I'm fucking you up until the referee drags me off of you. And then once like that light switch goes over, once it's over, it's over. Like let's go to the after party, hang out. I hope you're okay. You know what I mean? Like it's not like I'm not doing it because I hate you. I'm doing it even more.
But if you know they're knocked out, like. And look, if you know they're knocked out and you've hit them since you've known they're knocked out a few times, like why not? Why keep going at that point?
You know what? I've never been in that situation. I think I submitted a lot of guys that you catch one of my fights versus Anthony Craig. I choked him. And actually, I didn't even know he was out. He had a seizure in the cage. And like Kevin Mulhall's a UFC ref. He missed it. I had the arm triangle on him, and I just kept choking him. And if he died, he died. I just kept that choke on and went deep and do that straight up seizure in the cage. It was fucking awesome. And like he's fine. He came to the after party. He's okay. You know what I mean? But like If he died, he died. Like I'll keep fucking going. Like
Yeah, and you have to assume they think like that, bro. You got to assume that. And that's why it's so scary, because it's like anytime you're signing up for like the point of this game is to really try to hurt each other.
No, it's not. It's not.
You know what I'm saying? Like the whole point, like the touchdown
it's not to hurt. It's to kill. See, that's not how I look at it. I look at this as I'm not signing up to hurt you. I'm signing up to kill you. Like my job is to beat you to death in that cage. If you get in the cage with me and we're fighting for real, I'm gonna kill you. My job is to within the rules of the rules of the event. My job is to beat you to death until you are no longer living. Like it's it. I'm going to fucking kill you. The referee stops it. It's over. As soon as the referee says it's over, it's over. That's it. We're done. But until that point, all I want to do is end your life. I'm looking at not hurting you, not stopping you, murdering you. And like that's how I go into these events, because I also believe that you're trying to kill me. And,
exactly. Yeah.
Right? Like, so I'm not like, oh, this guy's trying to just beat me in a fight, or this guy's trying to stop me. I'm looking at this as I fully expect that you're trying to kill me. I expect you to be trying to kill me. So I'm going to try to kill you. And again, it's like soldiers on the battlefield, dude. A lot of times it's not the fucking personal, dude. It's just I'm on this team, you're on that team, and this is the fucking fight we're fighting. And it is what it is. And when it's over, dude, we can be best friends and we can fucking have a drink as brothers in arms and fucking, and brethren gladiators or whatever is you want to put on that. But when the fight's on, I'll kill you.
I feel that, bro. I'm not trying to get killed. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
I'm definitely not. I've been knocked the fuck out before, and I didn't like it. And I think I took a break. I could feel it in my jaw coming too. Before I got knocked out, like my jaw was messing with me like for a week or two. I started feeling sensitive to punches, and I got clipped, man, one night by a pro, and fucking out. And like I woke up, and right away I just want to get up, and my whole right side and legs like shaking and shit. I'm like, oh shit. My coach is like, chill. I'm like, yo, am I good? Like, am I okay? And he's like, yeah. He's like, your opponent's not gonna hit like that. And I'm like, my opponent, like, I'm about to go fight in 3. I had to fight in 3 days in boxing. And I'm like, nah, bro. I had to pull out of that shit. The commissioner's like, why are you the one calling me? And I think a lot of guys too, they make a mistake. Like they get knocked out, they're back to sparring and fighting, get knocked out, and they just lose their chin. But
Careful,
dude, like it's just and I've sparred a lot since that day. But I definitely, if that didn't happen though, I don't think I would have been as committed to jiu-jitsu like that. So it's kind of a good thing, because I took a break off from my jaw, and then just like fully committed to jiu-jitsu after that. But it's definitely, bro, like it's definitely that mindset all day. I'm not trying to get hurt. I'm not trying to get fucked up. I'm not trying to die. This just not, I'm not playing with the fighting. And if you train, like for me, it's always like the gas tank, like being able to trust that gas tank for me used to like reduce my stress and shit a lot, because like when you have the capacity to work hard in there, and then you hit hard, your pressure's good, like all the shit, like you can pull a lot of confidence from that too, when you're fighting and shit.
Right.
So you're definitely retired then.
From fighting, I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, there's really, I mean, what do I have to prove? I mean,
I don't think nothing.
I don't think anything, and even more, man. Man, there's some guys that used to be on the fight circuit back when I was fighting. I still see out there, and man, God bless, and I respect. But man, that's gotta fucking suck if you gotta be in your 40s and you're still fighting to pay your bills, to put a roof over your head, to feed your kids. Like, I am blessed that this shit's just my fucking hobby. Like, I pay bills with accounting, and even more, again, I'm in such a good place. Like, this is my office. This is where I work. Like, this is here, and
Nice.
working here all day long. And again, I don't love my
Yeah.
job. Like, I'm not like, fuck yeah, let's do Texas today.
Right.
From home, in my own,
You got
very
peace,
nice.
man.
Right. And even more, my daughter comes in here and she's like, I love you, daddy. And gives me hugs and kisses. And my mother-in-law
Precious.
feeds me. My wife comes in and chit chats with me like that. I got my family here with me. My dog's here. Luna, come here, girl. Come here. Come here. Come here. Watch this. Come here. 1, 2, 3. See, I got my dog with me. She works with me all day long. Right?
That's awesome.
So I got my dog and my cat sitting over here. I got my snapping turtle. You know what I mean? Like, I got everything I need right here. And I work, again, it's not a career, it's a lifestyle. I'm able to work from home and do the things that I love and set my own schedule. I often work late at night. You know, I work till 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning a lot of times. But at the same time, if I choose on Tuesday morning to get up and go hunt and hunt until 9 o'clock in the morning, I'll fucking do it. Or on Thursday, if I decide to cut out of the office and go hunt at 3 o'clock, I do it. Or if on Monday at 10 a.m., it's a beautiful morning, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go fly my airplane. I'm going to go fly my airplane for a few hours because I fucking want to. Or I'm going to go train jiu-jitsu here. Or I'm going to do this. Like, I set my own schedule. At the end of the day, time is the ultimate commodity. And I can, through my work, I'm able to have the not just financial freedom, but the time freedom to pursue the things I want when I want. And that's probably more than anything has allowed me to become the person that I am. And I'm really, really grateful for that. And that really is a gift from my father. As my dad, again, one of the many wise words my father's had for me, he's like, if you can figure out a way to make the kind of money we do working at home in your pajamas, he's like, let me know and I'm going to come work for you. You know, like, if I don't have clients coming, I'm literally sitting here in my pajamas, flannel pajamas, t-shirt, whatever like that. Like, if a lot of my clients are friends, whatever, like I put on a suit for a client. I'll sit here like this, or get just a Gracie Ocean City hoodie and run to my meetings like that. Yeah, if you want to see if you need your account to put on a shirt and tie wear for meeting, motherfucker, you get an extra $500 bill, $500 on a bill because I ain't the guy. You know what I mean? And like, so I do. I grind from home and I set my own schedule, and it makes me happy.
Dude, it's beautiful. And there's never been a better time for anyone, not even just, especially people in this country, but anyone in any country, I guess, unless like you're in North Korea or some shit like that, to where they can, there's, because of the internet, you can self-educate and you can learn how to become financially free to where you can give your time and attention to the things that really matter.
It's true.
And, you know, especially for men that have families, bro, the family is what's important.
We were doing the work from home thing well before it was cool during COVID.
Yeah.
And we've been, you know, and again, it was my dad. My dad's the one who kind of really built this lifestyle. Going back to college, I went to Penn State and I studied accounting. And I remember it was in my accounting, was it 300 class, intermediate accounting. And this is one of my issues with big education, I guess is what you might say.
Yeah, you can say that. You can say
that. And I remember.
Yo, how much time you got?
Oh, I got fucking all right, buddy.
You got time like that? You chilling? You vibing?
I'm chilling.
Let me go to the bathroom real quick.
All right.
All right.
I'm gonna get another drink. I'll see you in a second.
All right. We got back at the same time.
Right on. You speak.
Yo,
You
check
speak.
this guy out.
Oh, you got your kitty. What's his name?
He's a Bengal. His name's Storm.
Nice, good name.
He's a silver Bengal.
You
And his fur is like cashmere.
Oh,
It's
you might-
so soft. Yeah, the Bengals, they have like the super soft fur. Our other cat died like 2 days before Christmas, just random as shit.
That's always tough.
Dude, it was so upsetting. It was so sad, bro. We were so sad. We've, because she died at 8 years old, and
Early.
it was sudden. Like we don't even know how she died, bro. We just found her under the couch and shit. And
Losing a pet is honestly sometimes worse than losing a family member.
oh man, you pour so much time and attention into another sentient being, especially that cat, dude. She was so sweet, she was just a sweet little creature.
My best horse, I'm looking at his urn right here. I had him cremated. Here's his tail right here. And my horse was cremated. I have an entire shrine with his saddle and pictures of him built right here. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I cried like a little bitch for 3 fucking days.
I know.
3 days I cried.
Yeah.
I couldn't function. I couldn't eat. Couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
Dude, I've had like aunts and uncles die, whatever. Like, oh man, I love Aunt Dot. I love Uncle Glenn. I love her like that. But he lived a good life, whatever. He lived to be eat something, whatever, like that. Yeah, miss him, but whatever. I'm fine. You lose a dog, you lose a whatever, you lose an animal.
It's different. It's like your baby.
Dude, listen, I'm man enough to admit when I cry like a bitch sometimes.
Yeah. So we went so then boom. So now I have this one I just got too. Look, she just popped up. So we got 2 kittens, and then we have a big male tabby cat. But we got 2 because like I don't want to have an 8-year-old male and then I get that one. And now he's just like the age gap thing. Like I'd rather have them 2. Plus my wife, she wanted 2. So she's gonna get what she wants, if I can get it for her. So so we got 3 cats and shit. But dude, I love animals and I would have cats, dogs. There's a lady so in our community, it's like a big building and then there's like villas and shit, and we live on a marina. So the marina is people rent out the docks and shit to park their yachts.
Yeah.
And so people live on the yachts and shit. And one of the ladies, and then so we got amenities here, and I do like personal training and I do boxing lessons. That's kind of like my 9 to 5, like it pays the bills. I'm not gonna get rich off it, but we can get to all that shit in a second. But anyway, she came into the gym one day with a baby stroller, and I just figured it was a baby, dude, and it was a fucking monkey.
What the fuck?
Yeah, bro, and I love monkeys, bro. Like when I was a kid, bro, I used to love to climb trees and shit, and I would tell like other young ass kids, like I'd be like, why I'm so
what kind of monkey was it?
I'm like, I'm part monkey. Like I used to tell kids dude, like I love monkeys and shit. So hopefully I can get
rhesus monkeys or something like that. Was it a monkey?
What's that?
Was it one of those like rhesus monkeys, or was it a chimp, or what was
an
it?
owl? No, not a chimp. An owl monkey.
I don't know what an owl monkey is.
Oh, dude, it's like this tiny little monkey. But chimps, oh my god, dude! If I saw
chimps, no, fucking kill you.
Dude, it's the way they kill you though.
They bite your fingers and genitals off, and
yeah. And it's why they do it. Like they do it with malicious intent. Like no other. Like when a crocodile rips you apart, it's not like look at this.
Right.
Thing.
It's not
when a crocodile rips you apart, it's not like trying to like be
it's not
a dick about it. It's just like I'm a crocodile. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, chimps are fucking another level. So I don't fuck with chimpanzees.
Chimps are ripping your dick off, telling you "fuck you." You get what I'm saying? Like,
now,
wow,
yeah.
wow, bro. Keep them the fuck away from me.
Yeah,
Hell no. But little monkeys, though, man, they're so cool. They're so cool. And she's got a little owl monkey, and it's this tiny little thing. And you know, we got a 900 square foot apartment, so I don't have dogs or anything. Plus, I probably like want to do some traveling this year and stuff. And it's just a commitment. Like, you're home, you got your dogs, plus you got family there, right? The dogs and stuff. It's just me and my wife. So
I feel you.
So I'm not gonna get a dog until I know I'm gonna be committed to being a good dog dad and everything. Because I'm not about getting rid of pets. You know, like.
Nah, I commit. I don't get rid of pets. I commit forever on these things, which is how I fucked up. If you know, I got a pet snapping turtle. Do you know how long those motherfuckers live? 40 to 60 years. This bitch is gonna outlive me. My daughter's gonna inherit this goddamn turtle. It's so much fucking worth cleaning his tanks and
damn.
I mean, like, dude, you see my turtle? He's fucking like 20-some pounds. He's fucking.
Now, what's that like? What's it like being a turtle dad?
Dude, it's a pain in the ass. I would never tell anybody you should get a pet snapping turtle. Like
but you would never part with it though.
No, man, my boy. You know what I mean? Like, we're like this, but like, yo, it's fucking work, dude. Like when he shits up his whole tank. You gotta drain the thing and clean this and feed him, and like, it's like, man, it's fucking work, dude. But like, whatever, man. I got him. Take care of him. So make sure he's well taken care of.
That's cool. That's cool. Did you get some good honey badgers last summer?
It was all right. I think it was honestly slower than previous seasons.
Man.
But we had some good ones. There was always some good ones in there. You know what I mean? Like you know, it might have been a little slower than before, but we had some fun ones.
Kevin, you have no idea how many times I invited people to your gym.
Oh, sure.
On the waiver.
Yeah, and say for anybody who doesn't know, I guess maybe people who watch this know, but the honey badger thing is where we have my gym being right off the boardwalk in downtown Ocean City, Maryland. We get so many dudes who just literally off the street come in and they're like, "What's up, bro? Like, I'm from Jersey. You could take me?" Or like, "I wrestled my sophomore year of high school. Like, you think you could take me?" I'm like, "Oh no, please don't sign the waiver and get in the cage. I don't know what would happen." And we do not hurt them. It is not about, let's spark these dudes, let's fuck them up, because that's a dick move. That's not what this is about. And I even let my advanced white belt, it's not a brand new white belt, but like a 3 or 4 straight white belt. Look, I let them get in there and see what is it like to fight a dude off the street who maybe might know a little something, but does he know as much as you? You've been training every day. Let's see what you got. And it's again, I don't want you going out there just fucking this dude up. I want you to go out there, slow the fight down, take him down, control the situation, because this is as real as a street fight would be under controlled circumstances, where no one's really trying to fucking kill each other, but you up the street, you fucking don't even know it. You even know what's gonna happen. They just, and you didn't know this. We didn't know that this is happening. Just you walks to the gym. What's up, motherfuckers? You want to go? We're like, in. Let's go. Sign the waiver. Bang. And I've had it in the middle of my goddamn kids class. I'm teaching a whole room full of 8-year-olds. Next thing you know, sparking a dude. I don't want to spark him, but we're controlling a dude in the cage, handling the stuff. I mean, even calling the move. Okay, kids, here we go. We're gonna do crocodile control into sneaky mount into bulldozer. Here we go, angry horse. And that's all side control, full mount, roll through, take the back. It's just the names I give the little kids technique moves, and the kids love it even more. The parents are like, holy shit, this stuff that he's teaching the kid fucking works. He just beat this dude off the street with the same techniques he's teaching my little kids. It works. So it's not about fucking these dudes up. Anybody can walk out there and just hit a dude and drop him, but that's not what it is. Can you control? Can you beat him without hurting him? That's, to me, the beauty of jiu-jitsu, a beauty of somebody who is a master level, or not even master level, but just in my mind, a blue belt to me is somebody who can hold their own against the average guy off the street. I'm not saying you're going to beat some 360-pound NFL.
Hell no. You're gonna
That's
get
not the
wrecked,
end.
probably.
I'm saying some dude who's a $175 walking down the sidewalk, hasn't really trained, but maybe listen to the gym twice a week or whatever. And I'm not saying can you just beat the brakes on him. I'm saying, like, can you hold your fucking own? Can you hold your own against him with confidence and using good technique? Can you slow the fight down and keep yourself? Not even saying you have to beat him. Can you survive? Can you keep yourself?
And that's it, right? And that's what jiu-jitsu does, right? That's what jiu-jitsu does is if you're in a situation, even with a fucking monster of a person, at least now you're like, I might not die.
Right.
Like, I might not get utterly destroyed.
Right.
I might
Can you survive.
Like, I might, like, there's still a good chance I do.
Right.
Like, that's like, I want no parts of that. But
right.
if it just happens, at least there's some solace in, I am aware of the path to winning. I know what the path to winning looks like in this situation with this type of person and this type of shit. And am I going to be able to get there without getting destroyed on the way there too? Right? Because even if you win, like, what'd you go through to get the win? You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we don't got to find out. Right? But no, that's it. And also, good white belts don't get enough credit.
Agreed.
They don't get enough credit because they'll, dude, good white belts are like, it comes back to how efficient jiu-jitsu is. And even going back to where you were talking about training with Forrest, I think this is what I was trying to say back when we were on that, was when you were speaking on the style. It's like, bro, that is the style, bro. It's not the flash, even Gordon, like, it's not the flashy ass, all that bullshit, right? It's, bro, grind their ass out, bro. Make them tired. You know what I'm saying? With that pressure, bro. And then you can fucking snatch up one of their limbs, bro. And just, and it's can be boring. Who cares, bro? Just pressure them. Like,
at my gym, we teach
top pressure is the shit.
We teach none of the fancy Instagram highlight reel jiu-jitsu.
Bro, that shit is not worth it. And even guess what? They do all that shit. I'm glad you said that. Because even they do all that shit, and it's cool. It's cool to know that shit. That's fun. You're like playing jiu-jitsu. Like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I like it too. But what do you use when you actually fight, though?
I ain't fighting like that.
What do you use when you actually fight?
And
you
use that pressure,
bro. You put that pressure
that
on them, and you make their ass tired, and you don't care how long it takes, dog. We can sit here all day until I tire your ass out. I'm not going to give you an inch. And the second I do, boom, just transition real quick, other side, whatever it is.
And I that's where my, say hatred, but my disinterest of sport jiu-jitsu comes from, is some of that Instagram highlight reel shit works in a sport environment where there are no elbows, there is no ground and pound, there is no soccer kick you in the fucking teeth. Like, that shit doesn't, it's outside the rules. So you can play the game of jiu-jitsu. And man, I'm not gonna lie, I do get a little mad at the nerdification of combat sports. I'm like an old guard guy where, like, the fucking hard asses, and I get this goddamn nerds coming in who are fucking.
But they're tough though, bro. They're
like
just as tough. They are. They're just as tough.
These fucking, like, on the autism spectrum fucking nerds who are just like playing jiu-jitsu, and they're like, get my guard, I'm gonna do this inverted shit like that. I'm just like, I will knock your fucking teeth out in a real fight, but that's not the game. And to be fair, some of these guys don't care about the fight. They are playing a game just as much as basketball. No one's like, I'm not like, well, man, like,
they're still really a beast though. They're still really a beast. Like, bro, like, what they will do to most people is whatever they want.
To most people, not to me, not to fighters.
But whatever they want.
The base fighter aspect, from the point of view from somebody who fights amateur or pro in like MMA, we're like, we'll fuck you up. You know what I mean? Given those jiu-jitsu nerds absolutely are going to clown on 98, 99% of the world population, dude, walking on the street, for sure. No disrespect.
Or the MMA guys are going to be like, yo, you're so good at this one thing that I wish I was good at. Can you help me get good at that?
Maybe. I
Right?
just, yeah, but some of those things are, I don't know, man. They're very nuanced to the sport game where you know what I mean, like where they're just diving on leg locks and things like that. Like my defense is like hammer fist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Or
just like no,
stomp them too.
right. And like, I mean, it works sometimes, but it don't work all the time. And when it doesn't, you're gonna get spunked. And like, again, I keep things simplistic. I'm going back to, I'm not a specialist. We teach fundamental striking to the clinch. From the clinch, using judo and wrestling takedowns, be on top and pose your wheel, ground in, pound. Again, I'm not technically passing the guard. I'm punching your fucking face until your guard breaks, and then just float through it. That's it.
Yeah.
It's whang, whang, whang. I'm just gonna fuck you up until like add no more, melt through your guard.
Yeah.
Keep getting your face in until you want to roll over, till you stick your neck in. You're like, please just choke me to stop the beating.
That's been the most dominant style of fighting we've seen.
Give me this. I don't take the submission. You
Yeah.
give me the submission to get out of the fucking beating I'm putting on you. That's
Exactly.
my style of fighting. That's how I teach. And again, some people would like to do something more fancier. I teach what I know.
Yeah.
This is what I know. This is how I've won my fights. This is what I do. And like, if you train with me, I'm going to teach you what I do.
I think like middleweight and under, the most dominant path to winning is that. Because obviously, like a heavyweight guys just get knocked out.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, heavyweight, like
bagging. That said, man,
it's different.
I love me some goddamn Derek Lewis, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Derek Lewis is like a UFC 7 fighter in the modern era. Fucking love everything he says. My balls is hot. He's on the mic saying crazy shit, knocking motherfuckers out. That dude is like, he's one of the best things that happened to MMA in the last decade. I fucking love Derek Lewis.
I had to unfollow him on Instagram. I couldn't handle his shit.
His
Content. It was just like dude, like I saw a couple things on there that like fucked my whole day up, and I'm like, I can't fuck with you, bro. Like
Derek Lewis, man,
too hard for me, B.
he's goddamn. I love some Derek Lewis.
But he is funny, and he is a beast for real.
Bagging. I mean, so yeah, in the heavyweight division, you do just see dudes throwing that big heavy leather, getting those quick knockouts.
He did better with Ngannou than Tyson Fury did.
Yeah, I think
Wasn't that crazy?
it was. I think middleweight and light heavyweight are the two best divisions in mixed martial arts as far as like power and technique. You know what I mean? The lightweight guys, yes. Listen, fucking Mighty Mouse, holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
You can't dispute that he's easy top 3 GOAT list. I mean, holy fuck. That said, I mean, I respect it. Like she did that, throw that fucking armbar on Ray Bird.
I know that shit was crazy. I saw that live.
Dude, I mean, legendary shit. But like, there's a reason people sleeping on like the little dudes fighting. They don't. It's not that like, I don't know, man. Like that middleweight, light heavyweight, like full size dudes hitting each other with that heavy power. It does.
I think they don't scare men like the other guys do.
Correct.
Right? Like I don't watch them and be like afraid.
Right.
I watch them and I'm like, that's really cool.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's really cool.
Yeah,
But when I look at Robert Whitaker, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When I look at you know, those middleweights, those like heavyweights, when I look at Johnny Walker, when I look at dude, DC and John Jones competed at light heavyweight, like dude, that's crazy. Like they went up to heavyweight.
You imagine being locked in the cage with Yoel Ramirez?
Bro, you're just dead.
That staring across the cage and looking at that motherfucker like this. I'd be like, he doesn't even look human. Like
he can just jump across the whole cage, like from there.
Dude, he looks like a fucking like superhero cartoon character motherfucker. Like just absolutely like.
But he is though. He is like, and that's the thing, right? These top NFL players, basketball players, UFC fighters. You see more of them in the NBA and the NFL of what I'm talking about. But you ever see the movie Unbroken with Bruce Willis?
Yeah.
All right. You remember Mr. Glass?
Right.
You remember the concept of that whole movie?
Right. Yeah. There's an opposite to each. Right.
That is legit real shit.
Right.
Because when you don't get sick or you fall and don't get hurt, like no one goes and the doctor's like, you know what? You've got really great durability. Like there's no that's an attribute that we're aware of in the sports world, but it's not diagnosed medically that, hey, you know what? You have super durability. That's what we're diagnosing you with, you know.
And as much of a piece of shit as John Jones is, you have to respect not just him, his entire family. Those fucking genetics, he's like the runt of his fucking family. His brothers are like all NFL fucking superheroes, and like, I mean, their entire family is just, I mean, again, I made fucking retards and had come to my gym and be like, I'm built differently, bro. No, you're built wrong. John Jones is built differently. You know what I mean? Like that's again, like I really dislike him so much as a human being. He's a horrible person, but like he is built different. He is, I've seen him. I saw him fight live. Again,
is he a horrible person?
I can't stand him. But like I still respect. And like I saw him clown on Glover Teixeira. It was my bachelor party where it was at UFC 194 in Baltimore. Then Hoist, and it was fucking awesome. And afterwards, Hoist came to dinner afterwards. He's like, "Hey, you might have to bring a friend of mine." I'm like, "Who's that?" He's like, "Nate Diaz." So like Hoist and Nate Diaz were all chilling over dinner. It was fucking anyway. I'm watching John Jones live in person, just how he flows and moves and throwing spinning back punches in the 5th round. I was like, wow. I mean, like he is built different, man. Like he really is.
Plus the grappling, like that's what's crazy too. But the length with the just like free form, I don't give a shit. I'm just gonna keep throwing whatever I want to and vibe it out. And if I get a hold of you, I'll do whatever I want to. Like that's crazy. Impressive. And then the length.
Oh yeah, rangy, man. Rangy as anything.
The length. And you know what else? That body type is the athletic body type for everything, right? Like, it doesn't matter if it's tennis, if it's like deadlifting, if it's football, basketball, like those tall, long people.
Right. Be a spiritual, right. Yeah. I'm trying to think of what sports I could beat John Jones in. Wouldn't be a lot. You know what I mean? Like,
but that body type though, like that's the body type.
He'd probably spank me in tennis or golf or I mean, like swimming or whatever. There's probably like, I mean, I'm trying to think of like what sports.
But at least like you're big though. What's just what 6'2",
6'1",
6'1"?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, and that's why I was surprised when you said you dealt with any bullying, because I'm like, usually the bigger guys don't learn how to fight because they never got bullied. You know, they never had people mess with them.
I was little when I was little.
Hey, that's my cat. Oh, you were. You grew late, you said.
Yeah, like 6th grade. I think between 5th and 6th grade, I had a growth spurt. Like I think I grew 3 inches that summer. You know, it's kind of. And then I really started fighting back in 6th grade and then through 7th and 8th and whatever like that. And I just like found that like I never ever caused a problem or started a fight, but like I've never taken shit off of anybody. Like, and if you want to fucking talk shit, dude, I'm a fucking spark you fast. I'm not like I got that switch. Fun story. Wednesday this week at my gym. I'm going to teach my kids class. I'm driving down there. Park outside my gym. Get out the car, lock it, going to walk in. As I'm going to open the door we go in the side door, not the front. We use the side door of my gym. So open the side door. I look over and there's a white SUV with 3 spots up. And one of the mothers of a couple of kids who train with me, the car's facing towards me. It's on this side of the street, so it's nose towards me. She gets out of the driver's side of the door, which is inside towards the road, yelling at this dude, larger, like early 50s, about my size, white guy. And she's like, "Get the fuck away from my car." And I was like, what the shit? And like all of a sudden that switch hits. I got that switch in me. And I was like, what the fuck? And this dude, and he was high, cracked out on something. I'm not sure what was. It was on some shit. But he's trying to get into her SUV with her kids in there.
Fuck
And
them
I
up.
was like, right. And
Fuck 'em
as
up.
I'm going into the gym, she's bringing her kids to my gym, and this
Oh,
dude's
hell
trying to
no.
get in her car. And I was like, this is 2 days ago. And I was just like, okay. And like that switch hits on me, and I was like, go time. So I just like, boom, right. I was like, right down the sidewalk. I was like, go, move now. And like, he's like, oh man, I didn't do anything. I'm like, bro, I'm watching this. I'm seeing you trying to get in the car. You got to go. He's like, it's not like that, man. It wasn't like that. I was like, I don't give a fuck what it was like. I was like, you need to fucking go, dude, right now. I'm trying to get the fuck out of there. And she's paying her kids in the car. And I was like, you need to fucking go. Right fucking now. I got him at the corner of my curb out from the gym. I was like, fucking walk. And he keeps like, he like turns around and then walk away. And then he like turns back. And he's trying to like draw me. I'm like, dude, I am talking to you. I got nothing to say to you. Like, fuck the fuck off. Like, fuck off. And like, he turns around and then he turns back again. And he keeps doing this. I'm like, dude, you got to fuck off. And so then he's across the street. And again, downtown City, there's no cars, no people, no anybody. It's Wednesday, downtown City, fucking ghost town, right? Yeah. So then he turns around, he's across the street, and he's still like trying to jaw at me about something or other, and it does not make any sense. And like, I'm trying to get the fuck out of there for the safety of everybody. Like, you got to fucking go, dude. I just saw you trying to get into a car with a woman and her kids. So I'm like, dude, you got 3 seconds till you're picking your teeth up off the fucking sidewalk. And he turns around and walk away and he turns back. I'm like, 3, 2, 1. And he's still standing there. And I had my keys in a tumbler, a metal like Yeti tumbler I was bringing back from one of my buddies who left at my place. And I spike it off the fucking sidewalk, like bang, and it sounds like a fucking bell, like go. And I was like, I just take the fuck off after this guy like that. I was like, you die now. And I ran as fast. This dude screams like a little girl and turns to run. So as soon as I had him running, I immediately woke up because I don't really want to catch him. Because if I catch him, then I got to deal with him. I'm just trying to get the fuck out of there. So as soon as I put that fear of God in him, so he starts like he's high or some shit, high, drunk, retarded, all three. He's like running like serpentine, like he's running from an alligator. He's running like serpentine around through the middle of the road, screaming like back and forth. And I'm like kind of slowly jogging after him, but I'm yelling. I was like, I'm gonna get you, bitch! I'm gonna get you! And like he keeps going like that, and he runs off, and he just keeps running. I just stop it a little because I'm not trying to I want him to go. I'm not trying to keep him. I'm like, if I catch him, then I gotta deal with this shit. And so he fucking runs away. So I turn around and go back to my gym. Like all the pants there, they're like, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Like the kids are like, yeah, Coach Kevin, you're the best. And I was like, oh Jesus Christ. So that was like 2 days ago. And like but again, like it's that you gotta have that I don't know, have that switch where it's like when it's time to go, it's time to fucking go.
You gotta have that. You gotta have that. And good job just like walking up and not bro, you see my camera shaking so kittens, right? Like they just play nonstop. And he just like wants to play in the stands. So I'm just gonna throw him in the room. But good job not just yoking him up, like just grabbing him. Like it's like
I wanted to
grabbing at the same time. Like you didn't just immediately snatch him up. You were like hit him with the energy ball of get the fuck on.
And like, and again, it's like I saw the face of a couple of the dads or whatever. They were like terrified. They're like, holy shit, are you okay? Are you okay? I just put a big smile on it. I was like, do you think I was actually angry? And I was like, bro, it's a show. You know what I mean? Like he thought I was angry. And apparently you guys thought I was really actually savagely angry. But like, it's like I've been between the fights I've had as a kid and the 12 years I did doing nightclub security in Ocean City. And like I've had enough altercations to, even when I'm screaming, frothing at the mouth, like that, I'm in control of what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I knew exactly where I'm at. And I knew like this dude, and I needed to make him believe that I absolutely was going to fucking murder him and there. But at the same time, in the back of my head, I was like, don't like actually run fast enough to catch him because I don't want to catch him. You know what I mean? Like I was like
chasing him away.
Right. I was like, this dude was like a fucking 52-year-old fucking, he was my size, but he's a 52-year-old guy. Like catching him like wasn't a problem. But like I don't want to catch him. I want you to fucking go. And like so whatever. So being in control of your emotions and having rational thoughts or whatever, be able to think in a bad situation is something that really does come through combat sports. And like being in that pressure situation where you're in a bad spot and being smushed by a 300-pound heavyweight or being punched by a really high-level boxer and be able to calmly, rationally think your way out of a bad spot. It's an important skill set.
Man, it's super important. It can definitely save your life. And dude, it just when you're not turned on, bro, you just feel more at peace. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like you're like everything's good. Like you can recognize who and what is a threat and where you gotta get focused. And other times it's like, bro, like I'm not worried about you at all. Like at all. So you just stay over there, champ. That's all. But dude, Ocean City's been getting crazy though, bro. People out there getting stabbed and shit.
We had a triple stabbing.
I know.
Gym, like literally out from
I know.
The gym. It wasn't while we were in session. It was like at 2 in the morning. But actually, and we do a lot of the Gracie self-defense, which includes knife defense, things like that. And I know in modern sport jiu-jitsu, some of that gets clowned on. Some of that's like, that's bullshit. It's fucking stupid. It's old style, whatever. I don't do that.
It's great. It's real shit.
A lot of it is. I'll be honest, man. There is some of the self-defense. I'm like, a minute amount. So some of it are like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even more, I do tell my students.
I mean, the principles of it, like definitely, bro. Some of the weapon stuff, I'm like,
actually, some of the weapon stuff I really do like. Like,
but there's some that's like, there's probably not really a point to this or spending time on this, because the chances of me being in that situation, number one, number two, if I am in this situation, me actually pulling this shit off, like everything, like the stars kind of got to align a little bit for that one.
Have you ever seen my team's knife fighting videos?
I've seen a few of those.
Do you see that we train with an electroshock knife? It's electric.
I saw it.
Right in the middle of the cage. And I'll have two guys, no gis on, like, bare chested, and I'll drop it right in the middle, and they got to like dive for it, either grapple the guy or get to the knife, and they're trying to like, and that puts the lives out like, oh, I got training. They're like, oh, you're like, because it's trying to keep that knife from hitting you right in the throat. It puts a aliveness that it's as close as you can duplicate to a live blade, which I'm not that fucking crazy. I love my electric shock knife fights, man. Again, it keeps it real. So we do like the drills and things like that. And I found like I've used like the legitimate arm shoulder break, like the legitimate actual Gracie self-defense techniques I have been able to use in live shock knife fighting situations in the cage. And it has worked for me. And
do you feel like you make discoveries through that training?
Yeah, I have. And again, there are a couple of minute amount of things I'm like, that's bullshit. And even more, to be blunt, if the sign over the front of the gym said Cowboy Killian School of Whoop Ass, I teach one move all day, every day, and that'd be the Harai Gauche. That's my best judo throw. If you are fucking with me in the street and I'm really going to fuck your day up, you're catching a Harai Gauche, you're going to eat fucking concrete, I'm going to break your fucking ribs, and we're done. That said, not just most of the population, most even combat sports athletes can't hit a Harai Gauche with a fucking finesse that I can do it. That's my personal thing. So again, the Gracie self-defense isn't what a high-level tournament purple belt might do in a fight. It's not what, a D1 wrestler would do in a fight. The Gracie self-defense is a lowest common denominator self-defense. It's not only what you could do, it's like, what could your mom do? Can your mom bear bolo somebody? Can your mom Imanari roll? Fuck no, she can't. This is self-defense for your mom, for your uncle, for your little sister, for your dad. You know what I mean? Like, it's for, and even more, it's for the people who aren't going to be here. I am well aware. I've been around doing this for 30-some years now. The vast majority of my students will not be here in 5 years. I know that. There's just that turnover, whether it's kids or child or moving away or life, it's changing of interest, and that's okay.
Right.
I'm in the shit for life, but it doesn't mean you have to be in this for life. I just want to make sure that the time you spend here, you
Man,
hopefully
real.
gain a lifelong skill set. So you're not going to remember if you quit training and you only trained for 2 or 3 years, and 5 years later you get in a fight in the Walmart parking lot. You're not going to remember Imanari roll into an outside Ashi heel hook, something like that. But you are going to know hands up, protect my head, work to the T position, take down, be on top, key lock. Done. Simple, basic, effective shit that works for everybody at any time, even if you've not been drilling, because it's very, very fundamental. That's the kind of stuff I teach. And that's what I'm most focused on, is that basic self-defense concepts of what will always win a fight for almost anybody of all body types against most size opponents. Again, most. There are fucking outliers to everything. Like, what do you do if my wife runs into a fight against John Jones? Well, she's probably going to get fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, there's always outliers to these things. But I mean, like, can you teach somebody, basic self-defense against the basic average person? Yes. And again, we prove that with our honey badger fights. We have average dudes off the street coming into our gym, and my guys are using their self-defense, using the jiu-jitsu that we teach them, the basic fundamentals, to control that situation, to keep themselves safe, and even more, not just keeping themselves safe, keeping their opponents safe. That's a big fucking thing. Not just winning the fight, but you got to think about it. I talk about these things, the legal aspects on the back end. Man, somebody gets in your face, you're like, fuck you, elbow, 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 elbow. Did you win that fight? Yes, but good luck in court next month, motherfucker. Like, that's not always the best viable fucking option. So we look at how can you control.
Well, in Florida, you can.
I know, right? Stand your ground. But not even on a moral level. Not every drunk dude who's farting in a general direction.
Exactly.
Like, there are ways. I mean, Matt Serra has a famous video in some restaurant where he's just controlling a guy, or is in a casino or something like that. I mean, like, you see these videos, and that's where it's about. Like we have the ability to be deadly.
Yeah.
But I choose peace. I choose to allow you to live, and like it's a greater show of control and mastery to win without hurting them.
Yeah, definitely. If it's going pretty smoothly in that direction to where you can wrap it up real nice like that. But yeah, if people make it too difficult, then you gotta fuck them up. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. I'm not opposed to that, buddy. They say, like, if it's you or me, it's fucking
man, martial arts are the best. Like all of it, all of it. Man, I'm telling you, I'm so glad I got to experience jiu-jitsu, even if, and listen, I'm not done. Okay. Like, I'm going to get my thing fixed up and I'm going to get sorted out. But I'm so grateful. You got to have a why too. Like I said, the smaller guys usually have a why. And I was in prison for 3 years, and if I did not go through that experience, bro, there's no way I would have stuck with jiu-jitsu or any of this shit. I would have been like a musician, and then I would have just been a vulnerable ass, different version of me that was like, I probably had other good things going on, but man, I would have missed the bus on training. So I'm glad, because I didn't start. I'm 33, and I didn't start until I was 23. So, I would hate the idea of having to start now. Like, I couldn't imagine having to start everything at 33. Like, never trained how to fight before, and at 33, I'm training.
It's okay if you do start then. One of my more favorite guys at the gym is my boy Brian. He actually came in because of that triple stabbing. I offered a free knife defense clinic to the town of Ocean City. He came in for that clinic and stayed. He's now, I think he's 54, 55 now. And he's one of the older guys in my gym. He's now a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. He trains everybody. Matter of fact, that dude is in the gym more than I'm in the gym.
Wow.
he's there for like almost every single class, even classes like I don't teach. I'm not there for not teaching. You know what I mean? There's other classes have it. He's there for those. He works out on his own. He hits the bag on his own. He lifts on his own. He's lost like 40 pounds of fat and like put on muscle, and like he holds his own. Like I mean, like he teaches new dudes striking stuff. He holds his own in jiu-jitsu. He rolls in the roll and swirl class, like, and he's in his 50s. He didn't start till he was, I think, he was 50 years old. So
that's
like
awesome, and that's inspiring as shit.
And like here's the thing, like he's nothing special. You know what I mean? He's not like, oh, he's some freak show athlete, and he was like, you know, a professional triathlete or something. He was just a fucking dude. He's a dad. He does real estate, and like he just shows the fuck up, and he fucking and he's not going harder than anybody else in class. He just shows up and puts in a decent amount of effort. He's not like trying to like, oh my God, this guy's just setting the pace for everybody. He's just there, and he's consistent, and he shows up, and he's consistent, and holds his own, man. He's a guy that the whole team looks to for, like, I mean, shockingly already in kind of a leadership position, particularly with like the new guys. He's somebody I can count on. I toss a new white belt to him, like, yo, Brian, help him out. He's got he's yellow belt in judo, and like help new guys with judo, jiu-jitsu, kickboxing. Like, it's not
I saw a post about this guy.
Yeah, there's not a single class that he can't fucking help out at, and like he does help out. Matter of fact, again, even though none of us get paid, he is lovingly referred to as the general manager of the gym. He fucking like just whether it's like, hey, we need to get more like towels need to get cleaned, or we need bleach, or we need like always keeps me in the loop of like supplies we need, or this needs done, or schedule needs updating. Like it just keeps it fucking flow for me down there. But he helps with all the goddamn classes, and he's an older dude who started late in life training, and he does just fine. So certainly, is it beneficial to start when you're a kid? That's what my daughter started when she was 4 years old. Absolutely, it's an advantage. But just because you're older doesn't mean you can't do it either. Old dogs can learn new tricks.
I heard that, man. It's been a lot of learning these last few years. Do you still have you trained with like Mike Otwell or anybody?
Yeah, Jim. Well, matter of fact, I just talked to Mike yesterday.
Really? That's
yeah. We're you know, unfortunately, Otwell's a good friend of mine, as well as the Jack and Sean over at 4-0. Fortunately, we're all so fucking busy running our own gyms that we don't have time to cross train as much as we would like to. We all have so much we can really learn and benefit from each other. And it's just like, God damn, man, like we're just like, we're all chasing our own tails, and even more, as much as I can learn from these guys and we can all help each other out, like we're all, I think, rightfully so dedicated to the betterment of our students. And we don't really have the time as much to pursue training like a high-end instructor level exclusive class time to where we can just get better, because we're all giving back to those who need it the most.
I think you and Jack and Mike Otwell have like done a.
Don't forget Sean Ashley.
Done it, yeah, but him too. But I'm saying you three guys, because at least like from when I first came around, like y'all like really pushed the issue and made a point to like connect gyms. Like with training and stuff like that.
All of our gyms combined are still smaller than like the average gym in Baltimore or Philly. You know, I mean? Like this is you know, we've got small teams, so it is good to be able to kind of pull resources and work together, and we're all somewhat on the same mission. You know what I mean? Like I have a somewhat different focus at my gym as far as like the, you know, I'm focused mostly on street self-defense and the MMA whatever, versus like, you know, the other guys, you know, might be a little bit more tournament, you know, sports jiu-jitsu oriented focus, and that's okay. Like that's like that's I mean, like doesn't mean like we're speaking two different languages. You know, it's just, you know, maybe I got a Scottish dialect and they've got an Alabama dialect. You know, like we're kind of just a little bit different approach on the same subject matter. That's all.
Yeah. You got any Bitcoin?
I don't. I'm not
No?
opposed to it. Yeah, like I put my money into my real estate.
So you know Grant Cardone?
I don't.
He's like a real estate billionaire guy. And he's got a brother, Gary Cardone, and they're twins. And these guys are like real big. Like he owns like a bunch of big buildings in Las Olas in Miami, or in Fort Lauderdale and Las Olas, which is like the main downtown shit, and then like Miami too. Anyway, he's like all real estate, and then his twin is like big into Bitcoin and digital currency. And do you follow the financial markets much?
Man, I just keep my nose in the grindstone. I just work. I'm it's all gambling, especially the financial stuff. I don't care whether it's stocks or Bitcoin and things like that. And listen, there are plenty of dudes out there who, struck gold and did great and got rich quick on these things. At the end of the day, don't forget, it's all just fucking gambling. And it's really, really no different than going down to the casino, putting it all on black. You know what I mean? And like, if it works, it works. It's everybody's got a system, like playing blackjack. I got a system. I know, like I can beat the house, I can edge the odds, whatever. I can count cards. God bless. And some guys do. Some guys really do well. That's fine. Me, man, some blue collar mentality, whatever. Like just fucking work. I work for my money. I work. I make all right coin. I'm not. I always want to consider myself rich, but like. Enough to keep myself comfortable.
You hold land, you hold in real estate. Like you're not going and dealing with institutions or digital currencies or even just U.S. dollars. Like
I'm not opposed to anybody diversifying their portfolio. Let's say there's nothing wrong with having some, Bitcoin investment or having some stock or mutual funds or 401k. Diversifying is always good because you really can't count on anything. Honestly, I do believe though that real estate is, man, I don't know anybody. I know very few people who are broke on real estate. You know what I mean? Like it's a good investment. You're going to get your money back minimum. You know what I mean? Like,
is it always a good time to buy? Are you one of those guys?
Kind of, yeah. I mean, it depends really. A lot of it's on, right now interest rates fucking suck. You know what I mean? Like real estate itself is usually a good investment, but can you afford that investment? And right now, man, I said I just got my farm. I got that locked in right before the real estate.
Congrats!
Before the interest rates went fucking insane. You know what I mean? And right now, it is tough. The housing market's tough with with how these rates keep getting jacked up, and I don't know if it's going to get any better in the near future.
Yeah, me neither. But I'm watching and learning because it is important to be diversified. And I am freedom motivated. So, the love of freedom and the love of money are two different things. Like, I don't care about material shit, really. Like, sure, man. Like, I could have like a Tesla and a cool like Ford Raptor, I guess, or some shit. You know what I mean? But I don't need like that. Like if I have financial freedom, that probably be like my big thing that I got for cars. Like I don't need all this materialistic stuff. I'd still shop at the same stores with the same style of clothes. But being able to have location independence, and my mom lives in Orlando. We're down here in Fort Lauderdale, and there's a train based out of Miami that shoots from Miami to Orlando, and it stops in Lauderdale, Boca, West Palm. But I can get from here to there on the train in 2 hours and 50 minutes, which is fast as shit. But it'd be nice if like I didn't have to try to get the best deal on train tickets and then try to like be so concerned about how much it costs to go see my mom, right? Or like how much health insurance costs or car insurance. Dude, I was paying $378 a month in car insurance just because of all these uninsured drivers down here in South Florida.
It's a lot.
Dude, then they tried to up my shit to $460 a month. I was like, I'll never, ever pay y'all.
What kind of car are you driving?
a 2012 Honda Civic with 250,000 miles on it,
That's
bro.
your insurance, yo.
Bro, and they're like, we understand you haven't been in any accidents, but there's a lot of accidents happening, a lot of uninsured drivers here. Boom, 460. I'm like, I'll never ever pay y'all that ever, like, because I got as much coverage as I could get. Anyway, my mom's my sister's dad, he's like my stepdad. He's been with State Farm for 40 years. So he got me plugged in with them on a referral quote, which was like $188. So we just switched over, but we were paying that shit for a year, bro. And it's like, it just being like, you don't want to have to worry about groceries, bro. You don't want to have to worry about just your regular ass bills. And then if I want to go up to Delaware, bro, like if I want to go there anytime, I shouldn't have to worry. Or Tennessee, my wife's from Tennessee. Like I want to just be able to go when I want to go, and it's all good. I don't want to be worrying about money like that, because that's what freedom is. Like you have freedom. Like you're where you want to be, doing what you want to do. Like, are you excited about doing taxes? No, but it's like, bro, like it's work. Who cares? Like you're home with your family and in your safe, peaceful environment, and you're the king. You're the king there. You know what I'm saying? You're the king of that stuff. Like it's great. That's winning, man. And I'm excited. I'm excited about crypto this year. I'm into crypto. But as far as the gambling, like here's the thing. You got fear and greed. So just being able to recognize your emotions, manage your emotions with like when you're investing or making trades, and then having an actual strategy, like not just like you said with blackjack and stuff like that. Like some of those people, like it looks like they really know what they're doing. But for sure, I feel like proper trading investors a little less. I don't like to think I'm going to the casino and shit like that.
With investments, I do tell everybody to go into it with the same mentality as a casino. In that,
I feel that though.
But don't put any money in investments. Treat it like I wouldn't put any money on the blackjack table that I'm not afraid to lose. I don't invest money in whether it's stock market or crypto or like that. Don't invest anything that you can't afford to lose. You know what I mean? And that's kind of where I'm at. See, dude, buying shit on calls and margins and shit like that over stocks. I'm like, oh, like, fuck. You know what I mean? Like, I see some of this online loss pulling these dudes losing, like, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm like, oh, like, just like, I mean, and again, some guys make it. You know, I'm not a big baller like that. I'm just more of an old school, like, show up, rise and shine, grind it out, make that money. And like, I even more like, I got a family, you know what I mean? Like, I guess these young guys can fucking YOLO and whatever. And, you know, just go fucking roll dog in that market and having fun with it. But like, man, I got a little girl who depends on me, and I got to make sure that, you know, things are taken care of like that.
100%, man. That's the difference, man, when you've got, you know, real responsibilities and priorities, and you got to make sure everything you do is in alignment with that. So, dude, listen, this has been great, and I really appreciate you taking the time, man, to vibe out for 3 hours with me, dog.
Well, I've been happy to help out.
So I guess I think I have one more thing I wanted to just like end off with. I think it was I don't know, man. It was something. It wasn't like super political or nothing, but it was kind of like just, you know, a God bless America type of thing.
Such as what?
Oh, just like I was just gonna circle back around to that and just be like when I asked you earlier, like how American would you say you are?
I am so pro freedom that I believe gay couples should be able to protect their marijuana fields with fully automatic weapons. That's where I'm at. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel that.
Right. I'm like, don't hurt other people. You know, but you should have all the freedom and I am a individualist to my core. Like, leave me the fuck alone and let me do my own thing as long as I'm not hurting anybody else.
Shit, my bad. Yeah, 100%. Well, dude, I'm telling you, these cats, they just don't stop. Fuck. Dude, I'm telling you, because I put the one up. He was doing the most, and now I got this one. Here we go. Bam, we're back. See, here she is. Well, do you have any final words for anybody who may be listening? Any final message you want to leave out for the world, my friend?
Final message. Fucking be good to each other. How about that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what you get out of this life, what you put into it. And there's always something new to learn. There's you can get better every single day. And at the same time, I see a lot of people who are out there on that grind and that struggle and getting better, getting better, getting better, getting better. But don't be afraid to stop and appreciate how far you've come. And you know, like, take stock of what you do have. And you know, and I do see people who are on that tomorrow's the day I'm going to be happy to, you know, and next week's the day that I'll be successful, and not have an appreciation for the things you've already done and things that, you know, that you have accomplished and that you have today. And yeah, appreciate those, man. Like, I am so painfully aware that today is the good old days. Today is the day that I'm going to look back and miss. When my little girl's this young, when I'm this age right now, when I'm in my 60s, my 70s, my 80s, like, this is it. Like, I am fucking peaking right now, that I'm still young and athletic and I can do the things I want to do, but I now have the financial freedom and security that I didn't have as a young man. And I'm fucking hitting on all cylinders right now. And I am really appreciative of what I have, and really with the kids. I don't think, do you watch my Victoria videos at all? Have you seen any of these?
Yeah, dude, I see all your stuff, man.
But I take a video every single day. I've taken a video of my daughter every day since she's been born, and I compile it down a second and a half every single day, and I compile it down to a monthly video. Then I put the yearly videos out. I think right now it's up to about knocking on 50 some minutes long, maybe longer, so like 55 minutes like that of a total watching her grow up. And I'm going to keep going until she's 18 is the goal. She wants to run that project from there. That's on her. But like, I'm appreciative when I go back and I look at like where we're at right now. And when we watch these videos quite often, you never know, we put them on, and it just helps me remember like where I'm at and what I have. And look, man, shit's good.
Well, dude, let me tell you something. This video we just made is going to go on YouTube, and your daughter will be able to go watch it anytime for forever, long after we're both gone. Yeah. And she'll get to be reminded of what an amazing human being you are, and what an awesome story you have, and what a beautiful message, bro. So thank you again, my friend, for tapping in with me and vibing out with me tonight, bro. And when I'm back in Delaware, man, we'll link up. Hopefully I can train something.
You come in and show me your striking. While up in the cage, we'll have a little show me how your hands have picked up.
All right, I've been consistent. I'm not going hard, but
oh, dude, it's always, dude. There's sparring ain't fighting, dude. It's just friendly.
I know, man. Yeah. I've been training. I've been trying to embrace more the teaching side of it. Which has been cool, because I've been able to work with. Dude, like, I got good guys that hit me up, bro, for pads. It's cool because I get better at it from working with them, and then
I preach this in my classes almost every night for striking. I highlight 50% of your class time is holding mitts for other people.
Yeah.
Better mitt man. Being a better mitt man, one, not only will more people want to train with you, two, you can learn so much. The mid man has to understand the drill better than the guy hitting the pads. You have to know where to be, how not just turning this, moving forwards, backwards, controlling the space, whatever. The mid man sets the tone. And if you can hold the pads well, you can learn so much more by holding than you do actually by hitting. Huge skill set right there.
I just had my boy come on. He's ranked like number 3 in the country. He just competed on the Olympic qualifiers.
Shit.
And younger guy. He's like 25, 26. He's gonna go pro this year. But he did really well. Fought the number 1 guy in the country. Did well in that fight. And I was telling him, I'm like, bro, like, have you thought about like training? Like, and he's like, people in the gym ask, but he's like, he's showing him how to work out or whatever, but he don't really know how to teach. And I was trying to like explain to him, like, bro, but you do know what you know. It's just being able to break that shit down for people that aren't gonna receive it right away, or even kind of not. You might have to break down the breakdown of the breakdown for some people, but when you're forced to do that, you get better at it too. That's the thing. When you got to break it down so much for somebody, because like, bro, oh my God, like you got to be patient enough, and then you go through it so much to where you're like, you're getting better at that even still by doing that, through doing that.
Right.
And if you can make money doing it too, then bro, why don't you do that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so 100% on the pad work. So yeah, we'll link up, man. I'm gonna get this squared up. I would like to be visiting out there this year. I got a lot of goals for this year that I'm trying to get after. So, I didn't come back for the little bit of time I came back, right? I didn't come back to the mats empty-handed after going through the back thing. And dude, this ain't shit compared to that. Even if I have to get an operation or something, like, big deal. Like, that back thing was no joke. So I'm like, attitude of gratitude day in and day out. You know what I mean?
Right.
Hey, my brother, much love. Blessings to you and the fam. And I'll catch you soon.
Sounds good, man. Thanks a lot, buddy.
All right, man. Peace.
Adios.